I'm ready. Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, excuse me, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, and hang on a second, I got something to drink. Something caught in my throat. This is the first time that's happened. Anyways, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or not logged in to Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. So if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying, courtesy of Jeff Riley. Now you must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Excuse me. If you are inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments a part of the show. Now, understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make comments or ask questions during the live stream. So like I said, every Monday and Friday, I host these YouTube live streams starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like. Subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all notifications so that if either myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos. Comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member too. I subscribe and I have the $4.99 come out every month. I don't even notice it. You can also use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box, to make donations. Now, you only can use the super chat feature during a live stream. So like I said, every Monday and Friday, come in during our streaming portion of the show, make your donation. And if it's more convenient for you to watch the show later on, by the way, watch the replays over and over again. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you'll get special badges that Sparky and I can see in the YouTube chat box and unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. This is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm in here only twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. All the letters are there. And place your comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his camera of me flying his beautiful and good flying, by the way, Junar XL. And if you do that, I'll receive a notification and I'll be able to respond to you quickly. Now, thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post a link at Stunthangar Forum. So let me go there now and post that. That is posted. All right. And let me see what's going on the Stunthangar side. Let me go over here. I have added another monitor. Hopefully I'll be able to do a better job of keeping up with the program. When I'm having to make someone big, what happens is I'm blinded to other activities I can't see. So I've installed another monitor so that hopefully I can do a much better job, because sometimes someone will raise their hand symbolically and I can't see it because I have someone that is big and they're overshadowing that activity, so I can't see it. So I'm here at the what I call the control panel. I see you, Robert. I'll be there shortly. Looks like we have 10 viewers, 8 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And Tom Ramel in the chat, he says, like provided. Thank you, Tom. I really appreciate that. You do that all the time, and it's greatly appreciated. And Tom Ramel goes on to say, guys, hit the like button. It doesn't cost anything. That's right, Tom. Fantastic. So we're up to 9. Thank you, Tom. See, now we have 9 out of 11 viewers. And Jeff Riley says, hello, all in the shop. Already got the link, the like button clicked. Thank you very much. And let me see what's going on here. Just a second, Robert. Everything's a little bit different than how I normally have it set up. So I'm rearranging things here. So just bear with me for a second here. Let me see if I can bring this in here. Where is this at? I want
to. Back in a second.
All right, sounds good. I'm still setting things up on this side. With these 3 monitors, I'm trying to get what I want in front of me. Okay. So this I want over here, actually. Well, maybe I don't know how to do that. Looks like Gary Sinclair is coming in. Hey, Robert, I'm trying to rearrange my screens here. Just 1 second.
I'm not in any rush. Right. I know you got all night.
Let's see here. How do I get this thing here? Let me see. Maybe I'll try this.
Hi, Bob.
Hi there. Be back in the picture in a sec.
All right.
Just getting some wrenches.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Charles.
I'm trying to rearrange these. I spent most of this day setting this thing up.
Yeah, that's fun.
Trying to figure out how to get what I want over here in front of me. Huh. No, that's not what I want. Okay. Well, maybe I'll just have to do it this way, but darn it. I was hoping to have things a little bit different than this. Let's see. Let me try something else.
Gallery view. There we go.
Maybe I can.
I guess.
Oh man, it's not working like I had thought it would work. Oh, this is frustrating. No, that's over there. Let me see here. Hang on, let me try this here. Anyways.
So, Bob, how long was you in rehab with your shoulder?
To be honest, it was so long ago, I don't really remember.
Yeah, it was a long time, isn't it?
Yeah,
it does take a long time.
Of years ago.
Yeah.
I'd say it was probably about 6 weeks before I would say I was, reasonably functioning without discomfort, But where I had to worry about it for a long time was if I go and grab something, you know, and put a little shock to the shoulder. Or if I wasn't thinking, I was out golfing one day and I went to throw a golf ball over the fence to the driving range, and boy, that was stupid.
Oh,
So things like that
Yeah.
are what you're really going to have to get used to. But it won't be too big of a deal, Gary. I mean, just be patient.
yeah. At least I'm on the road now to recovery.
You're going to find years later through life. I mean, there's the odd time I get the same sort of twinge across the shoulder from it when I've been, you know, really run down, tired, and overdoing things.
Oh,
So just, you know, that happens. Just relax, go have a whiskey or something and shut her down for the day. So I'm doing some modifications tonight.
All right. Well, so am
I've been-
I. I modified my my desk, and it's not working to my liking so far.
I've been waiting for this to come in on eBay. What it is it's a vacuum regulator. So one of my spare compressors here, I'm going to try out converting to turn it into a humongous vacuum pump.
Very good.
Oh,
I remember when he was working on the compressor. I mean, you got the parts. and
Yeah,
you-
finally, they came in today, the final part.
so you can paint, huh?
No, this is for, oh, hell, I've got a 5-horse industrial
okay.
dual stage for painting. No, this is to
Alright.
turn into a vacuum pump for vacuum bagging,
Oh, oh, okay.
for composites and working with, you
Yeah,
know, laminates and woodworking and whatnot with veneers.
all right.
So it works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, well, I'm out about $130.
Which how much is a vacuum pump? Anyways, if you would have gone the traditional
I
route.
got one if I could get one at this capacity, I'd probably be looking at a couple of thousand. Like the little wee ones start at a couple of $100. In fact, I've got one here. Grab it. I've got all kinds of junk in this shop.
It's easy to accumulate. I know that. I know how that is.
Is this under your house or a special building?
Yeah, it's in my basement.
Basement.
Basement. I got the whole basement as model work basically, except for the washer and dryer. This is the conventional one that people use for a lot of model work. It's just a little wee sucker. Puts out 6 inches of mercury. I've got this one borrowed from a friend actually. And I wanted something that's a little bit more serious. Plus I had a spare compressor kicking around anyway that was given to me, and it only needed a reed valve for repair. So that was pretty easy. But
All righty. You guys, I'm gonna go to the chat box real quick momentarily.
sure, Gary and I can talk. Yeah, I just hate things going away sitting around doing nothing, Gary. So I had this here. I
Oh.
figured I may as well use it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm hoping that I can get away without having to make up a complete new tubing if I can just rebend it. So what I'm doing is I'm reversing the inlet and the exhaust on the compressor and replacing the pressure regulator with a vacuum regulator.
Okay. Sounds like it might work.
Like I say, it either does or it doesn't. What the heck?
Right.
Turn.
I'm gonna mute you guys momentarily. All right, just hang on a second while I read the chat.
You keep saying that, Charles. Go ahead and do it.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out here. Just bear with me for a second. Here's a new setup here.
One little nuisance.
All right. Well, anyways, Marcel Legrand. Oh, that's been retracted. Okay. Jeff Riley says, "Hey, Robert, I didn't know Craftsman made a plane." I imagine he must have saw a Craftsman somewhere, I guess, huh?
Well, actually, if you want to see a Craftsman plane, I'll show you my grandfather's.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah. I don't think he meant wood plane. Yeah, I knew he was gonna
There we
say-
go.
There we go. That was your grandfather's?
Yeah,
Wow, amazing.
that's the size of what's called a 4-plane. Second biggest.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a pretty big one. I don't know if mine's a 4-plane or the other one, but I have my dad's wood planes. Anyways, I'm going to continue on. So Marcel Legrand, he says, "Evening, Charles and everyone. I just want to wish everyone and their families a safe and wonderful Christmas. God bless you all. Stay safe. From us all in New Zealand." Thank you, Marcel.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And all the same back to you.
Absolutely. And then Jackson Adley, he said, "Hello all in hangar or shop or all around the world, just saying hi and enjoying." Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that. And Montana Farmer, he says, "Hey everyone, how's everyone doing this evening? I'm doing fine, but during my monologue, I must have had a feather stuck in my throat. I tell you, had to drink water and just to get through it. That's the first time it's ever happened. So that was pretty new. So I didn't go flying today. I actually could have, but I had too much stuff to do, and I wanted to set up this third monitor, and I've been working with 2 this whole time. And the problem has been is when we have the when someone wants me to make them big, when I make them big, I can't see anything but them. And so when like Mike Lonke, he does the raise the hand thing on the in this space, the Zoom. There's a function where if you hit it, you can raise your hand like you have a question to ask. Well, I wouldn't see that until I went back to what we call the gallery mode, and then I'd see that. Also, I wouldn't see anybody who came in during the time that I had someone big. So that's what I thought made it necessary. Walter, good to see you.
Yeah. I'm over.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mr. Walter Umlin is in the house.
All
Hey,
right.
Walter, great to have
Hey
you
guys,
here.
what's
I
happening?
seem to be stuck on big, Charles, and on my screen anyways. That's something I'm doing or you?
Let me see if I can fix that.
I don't really see anyone else.
There we
On the
go.
right, top right, there's a little thing that says view. If you
Yeah.
click on that,
Oh, I
it'll
fixed it.
put it
I
on
fixed it.
gallery
Yeah,
mode.
spotlight it. You're not big anymore, right?
It's all fixed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fixed now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi guys,
Hey, how you doing, Walter?
Hi.
You
Hi,
sound
Walter.
pretty good.
coming along.
Yeah, you are. Hey, you know what? You're improving, so that's good. Nothing
you.
wrong with that. I'm happy to see that.
Just still having problems with my legs.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, for you to be here with the pain you've been dealing with, not to minimize it that you're not in pain now, but I know the pain you had before was so severe you couldn't even answer emails. So
Yeah,
this is a big step forward to see you inside this space. So thank you.
thank you. It's
Yeah.
nice to be here tonight. I'm not gonna stay long, no. I don't
No
want to.
problem. No problem. I understand that. Let me continue to catch up on the chat. Let me see here. So Montana Farmer says, "No worries, Charles," and he's laughing at me. Laughing. LOL. You know what? By the time I figure this out, it is going to be funny. It's still not the way I want it to be. This is a makeshift, but this is not how I envisioned it. And Dennis Adamiston says, like delivered. Got my popcorn. Be there soon. And hey, Bill Urban's coming in. He's coming in kind of sideways, but he's coming in.
Laying down on us.
Yeah, he's you're in the portrait mode, Bill, which is fine.
He's
You're
just mellow.
You're up and down. Your shoulders are up and down. Oh, there we go. Now you begin to turn a little bit.
Okay, good.
No, you still
Nope, still sideways.
your shoulders are vertical.
Yeah.
instead of horizontal. Yeah, you're still vertical. And you know what? I have worse problems than that. I'm trying to figure out how to get these 3 screens to work in the way that I want. Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Charles, hi everyone.
Hi, Tom.
All right, John.
I'm good.
This is I know Tom has 3 monitors all the time, but this is my first time with 3, Tom, and I can't get
Yeah.
all
Help
3
him out, Tom.
the way I want them to work.
Cut off the 2 end ones and just use the center one.
No, I had 2. I had 2 before, Walter. 2 was not
Oh,
enough.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had 2 before, and well, this is not too bad doing it this way. But yeah, so hey, Bill, you got yourself a landscape. You're in
Yeah.
landscape
Yeah.
mode. Very
Full
good.
screen.
Very good. Very good.
He had to drink a beer to get straightened up.
Or maybe if we'd have all had a beer, it'd look normal.
There you go. So who's working on what?
I got pictures.
You got pictures?
Yeah. Let me try to bring them up.
All right. Let's see if I can find them on one of my 3 screens.
Now he's back sideways.
Oh, am I back? Okay. Mhm.
That's okay, as long as your pictures aren't sideways.
Is that a setting in his webcam maybe?
I don't even know what Bill's using. So when he gets back to us, we can find out. Some people use iPads, some people are using laptops, some are using
Oh,
PC.
there you go.
Oh,
There you go. So I'm putting the shells on. Uh-oh.
It
This ain't
looks
good.
good, Bill, whatever you did.
Thanks. Okay, good.
Are you sharing a picture right now?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's taking
don't
up the
see
whole
it.
screen almost.
I don't
Okay.
see it.
We see it.
I
We
know
see it.
it.
It's nice.
What is it?
It's a 60 size Nobler, for lack of a better
Wow.
description. I'm just gonna go with that, a 60 size Nobler. Let me find another picture.
A Gieske Nobler or Nobler?
Yeah, it kind of it's a 60 size. It's about
It's on steroids.
675 square inches. I'm going to use a PA 65 side exhaust. It looks like a Nobler. Let me find another picture for you here.
That looks good, by the way.
Here. Thank you.
So is that a molded top and bottom block?
Yeah, that's molded top and bottom, and that I'm in the process of installing that. Here's the side view of the plans that I drew. Now, you guys, let me see here. Okay. So there's the drawing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That don't look like no Nobler. That's nice.
Well, I got to find a name for it. It kind of looks like a Nobler, so I'm calling it a Nobler for now. But it's really big. I mean, it's I think about a 64-inch wingspan.
Wow.
So here's another.
Call it a Nubler.
Yeah, I just call it a Nobler. What the hell?
No,
I got-
Nubler. Nubler.
A new Nobler. Yeah.
Like new
Uh,
blur. Nubler.
a
It didn't go over too well.
nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's just preoccupied. If he wasn't trying to do something, he might have caught it.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's fine.
No, the Nubler. Yeah.
There we go. There you go. That's
Yeah.
what Walter was saying. Nubler.
The
Yeah.
Nubler.
Very nice. Wow.
That does look
Yeah.
nice.
I was thinking about carving a couple of wheel pants and then hollowing them out and putting some hard points in it and use it just. But now I'm thinking I'm going to take one of those wheel pants and I'm going to make a mold and make fiberglass wheel pants.
There you go.
I think it's not going to be too much more work. So what the hell? I'll give it a try. And if I screw it up, I got another wheel pant to try.
That's what
Yeah.
we look at it. Very
So
nice.
anyway, you can kind of see the top and the bottom shells.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to put the shells on. So I got a whole bunch of formers. Let me find you another photo. Putting the formers on here. So here
Hey,
we go.
Dan,
All right.
Oh,
There you
wow.
So I got 1.5 million formers. So I got to figure out how to glue it all on before the glue, and then stick the top shell and the bottom shell on. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to install the wing first. And then, because I'm going to have to cut out a section under the fuselage to install the wing, and then I'll glue that section back on, and then I'll glue the top and the bottom shells on. What do you guys think?
I'm a little bit confused. Are you going to put the wing in from the top or from the bottom?
From the bottom,
So you're going to flip the fuselage over on the top, so it's all
Right.
flat, and then you're going to drop. Okay. So
So-
you won't have those formers. They'll be gone. You're going to flip the fuselage over,
yeah.
glue it to a table maybe, and then cut the bottom of the fuselage and then drop the wing in there, right?
And then slide the wing up from the bottom, and then hook up my controls, and then put the top shell on, and then mount the whole thing upside down with towels and soft things that are soft, right?
Mhm.
And then install the bottom shell.
why do you want to remove the top former, half formers?
Well, I think I've already,
Don't you want those in there for strength?
yes, I will eventually, but I don't want to put the shells on first and
Right,
then
I get that,
have to cut through the shells, you know?
right?
So I think I'll leave those formers where they are, and then remove that section out of the bottom of the fuselage, and then put the wing on, glue the wing on, and the controls install, and then put the top shell on with all those formers, and then flip it upside down, and then do the bottom shell last.
Have you ever seen Al Rabe's method of building?
I've seen photographs, but I haven't read.
Okay, you could take just a couple of blocks that are all cut exactly the same size. So basically, cut yourself a piece of wood that you can basically cut smaller widths that'll fit in between your former tops, and then just tack glue that to your fuselage side, just a tack glue, and then turn your fuselage up. You don't have to remove the former tops, and then you can basically set it on those blocks. It'll also keep your fuselage straight
Okay.
because the top of your fuselage appeared to be straight.
Okay.
Okay, now it's different than Al
see,
Rabe
Dennis.
does. Al Rabe actually makes a continuation of his former, but you can do that by with yourself keeping with the with you being able to leave the former tops on there.
Okay.
And then if you're concerned about, now I don't know a lot about molded parts. I actually,
Me too.
my first experience with them was with the Predator prototype, and it took me 2 months to get a mold correct, and because I just screwed up from step one on. But I ended up getting them. I formed the pieces, and I jig built the wing, and then I said, how the heck do I put the sheet and keep the wing from warping or twisting or anything? So Ty Marcucci come over and he said, he first of all, he told me don't even think of using CA glue. So what he basically told me is he took white glue, poured it into a cup, okay, and then mixed a little water in with it until it became literally watery. And then he took my molded piece of balsa and he painted the whole inside of it.
Oh,
Okay. Aliphatic resin is light to begin with. Aliphatic glue, white glue is all, that's the lightest glue we have. I just don't like it because moisture can, in my opinion, only mine, okay, can moisten it up and separate parts. But he says, no, it's not totally true. So anyway, long story short is he painted the inside of the sheeting for me. We stuck it on, we taped it in place and sat it down to dry.
okay.
And let me tell you, the next day, the thing was rock solid, meaning
Yeah.
it didn't lift up, it didn't come off. And I kept thinking, God, with him diluting the white glue, he said, no, it's liquidy as it is, already. The only reason he said that he wanted to thin it down was not to make it thinner or lighter, just to make it dry longer, take
Right.
longer to dry. And
Right.
I'll tell you what, I don't agree with it, but he proved me wrong and it worked great.
Let me interrupt you guys.
From a,
Let me interrupt. Dennis Adams has been waiting, and Bill, you asked a question about putting the wing in the fuselage. That was your original question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want.
Sorry, guys.
I think Dennis.
No,
was gonna
thanks, Walter.
comment on that, and then
Yeah.
Phil, if he has something to say, you'll follow Dennis. Go ahead,
Okay.
Dennis.
If I can find Dennis.
Yeah, just do the gallery view and you'll see Dennis.
Okay.
Upper right corner, you have view
Yeah.
and speaker view and gallery view.
Okay.
All right.
Bill,
hey,
Bill, I may have missed your early talk, so if I did, or forgive me. Is the top of your fuselage side straight? The main fuselage side?
Yes, without the
Okay.
form. Yeah.
All right. Are the formers installed permanently right now?
Well, they're installed with the carpenter's glue. They're easily removed, but they're
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now Walter's a heck of a builder, and I'm not. I ain't going to pick on Walter for anything comes up with building. So, but I'm going to suggest Plan B. All right. And what I would suggest is if the top of the fuselage is straight, when you do just what you said about gluing the wing in, you cut out the saddle, roll the fuselage over, put it on the top on your building board so it's flat, put the wing in and glue it in. What that's going to do is help solidify the straightness of the fuselage and everything like that. So the fuselage doesn't, go all whoopie jawed on you when you stick the wing in it.
Yeah.
Put it in, put the saddle back together. And then while it's still locked down, put your bottom block on. Okay.
Back in place.
Or your bottom shell, right?
Okay. Okay.
So now flip it back over and then put your top formers back on. And then what I think your biggest worry then is you could still bend the fuselage nose to tail, but less so. It's more likely you're going to twist it. The tail won't be in line with the wing or something like that. So what you do is you try to block up the wing a little bit. I like using, I like using CDs, if you will, CD cases, a couple on each side, get the wing, get the bottom of the fuselage up off it, and then put some under the stab the same way, so that you have them aligned, this way, so they're lined up with each other and everything like that. Then put the top shell in place. And what I like about that is when that top shell dries, the fuselage is a complete, tube then, and it's very, very stiff. And it's not going to go anywhere on you anymore after that.
Okay.
So that's the way I would attack it. But like I said, I don't have a lot of direct experience with molded shells per se, but just about anything else, if you do that with blocks, with a turtle deck, it's half blocks. You can pretty well rest assured that you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
the only other variation I've seen, did it one time and it worked very well, is you try to capture, you do everything except you don't necessarily glue the stab in rigidly. You capture it around the fuselage, but don't glue it. Then after you put your top block on, if you did, by whatever chance, if you did manage to get a twist into it, that gives you one last chance to go in there and try to fidget around the edges of the stab and stuff to get it level.
Okay.
So, but I guess in the end, it's what you're comfortable with. It looks like you've done a beautiful piece of woodworking there, by the way. It looks really, really good. I like it.
I agree.
So I
Thanks.
think you're going to be pretty well set no matter what you do.
Next concourse
So-
winner.
All right.
I'd ask Santa Claus next what he would do. He builds a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I got nothing left to say. He already said it all. He did it. He does it the way I do. The only thing I do different than the way the dentist did, he said use those plastic cases. I use foam blocks and put it
Yeah.
under the
Mhm.
wing. And
Yeah.
I've got
Something
4 of
that's the
those, and
same
I
on
put
both sides.
you put it flat. You put it flat for the wing, and then you put them horizontal for the stab because it's higher up, and
Okay.
it's there. It's not going to move.
Okay.
But if you're worried about the glue on that top block, on a molded top block, put the glue on the fuselage. Put you a thin bead on the fuselage. Take a brush and just paint water, just plain water on the top block, and then put that down and glue it in place, and it'll wick up into the thing enough. It's fine. Like Walt said, that water's not going to hurt a thing. And by the way, Walt, good to see you up and around. I heard you were having some severe problems. Good to see you up.
Thank you.
Yes, Walter, it's darn good to see you. So
First time I've been on here since, a couple of sneak peeks from the kidney failure, and then that was it.
Yeah.
That was back in July.
How are you doing? You doing all right? You doing better?
My kidneys are great.
Good. Good.
I do have a blood platelet issue that we're trying to look into.
Well, whenever you're up to doing some stuff, let me know. I still want to get that profile and all that stuff. But Lord, I've been having some issues with PayPal. I bought some stuff from Australia, and it's been interesting. But anyway, having more issues with my computer trying to send pictures and stuff. I thought a bunch of pictures went through to Gary and to other people. I got to ask Gary if he got what I sent him, because Alan didn't get his and my brother didn't get his. So I don't. Anyway, computer says delivered, and Don says he didn't get his. Gary didn't get his. So I don't know.
You
Anyway.
talking about your phone?
Huh?
Your phone or your computer?
My computer is where I tried to mail some pictures.
Oh,
I had
okay.
so many that I thought I'd just knock them out. I put them on the computer. I had to send them to myself from my phone to the computer. Well, actually, I just looked them up and it came in because it was in the eBay account. I mean, in the whatever account, and got them on the computer and sent him about 10 pictures, and sent my brother a whole bunch of pictures. And oh Lord, it's just, I don't know. I think it's me. The computer and I don't get along, but my wife had to straighten it out earlier tonight. She says, first of the year, we're getting you a computer. This thing frustrates the crap out of me. Hers, you can turn on, walk up to it, turn it on from dead cold. It hadn't been on in a day or two, and you're up and working on it in less than a minute. Mine, about 20 minutes. It always has to upgrade and update, and then it's just slow as a snail. So I don't know what's going on. It's
I
nearly a
just
new
got
computer.
this Dell the beginning of the year, and I haven't used it in 2 or 3 weeks. Pulled it off the side of the couch, put it up here on the table, and it booted right up.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on.
You have Dell too? Wow.
Yeah.
Surprise.
It's yeah, me too. Dell used to be here in Winston, and while they were here, factory was 20 miles from my house, maybe. Not even that far. So I bought one. I figured support local industry, you know.
Right.
I won't do it again. Won't do one of these again anyway. But anyway, Gary and Howard, I did get your boards today, both of you. I hadn't even had a chance to open Tom's yet, but I did get Howard's open, and that's neat. You got to tell me how to hook this up, but that's neat. That's a neat looking little board. I want to get the plans to that profile if we can, and when you're up to it, get one cut. But I'm going to try to get something built for next year. I'm trying to get some planes built so I can have some fun next year. This year I think everybody had the same thing though. It was an exercise in frustration. So next year I'm hoping it's going to be a better year for everybody. If we just get this COVID crap behind us.
I know.
Lord.
Get back to normal. I know we're all tired of it. Anyways, I want to
And
say hi to Howard. Thanks for coming in, Howard, and thank you, Dennis, for coming in. And thank you, Phil, for coming in. Phil, do you have a name for this profile, or is this your own design that you want cut? You mentioned profile. But
it's one of his planes. It's
What's it called?
a profile of a laser.
The Laser 200.
Yeah.
Okay, Laser 200. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I love lasers. I don't know what it is. We got one in the field about 50 miles from here that I go out, and when we go out flying the Cessna, we go up there and just sit down and look at it, and land and look at it. And there's a stagger wing beach there, and there's an old J3 Cub that used to be owned by some missionaries. It has, you're going to love this, a lower wing on it. It's only about 6 feet on each side, but this thing will, no joke, take off. It will take off from a standing start to in the air in 12 feet.
Wow.
I figured that one out. I think it's got more motor in it than it's supposed to have, but it will take off from in 12-foot roll, and in 50 feet, it'll clear a 4-foot fence. They said a 6 foot. He would have cleared a 4-foot fence. I don't think he'd cleared a 6-foot fence, but anyway, it was impressive. And
Just a stow plane, right?
yeah, it's a J3 Cub though.
Yeah.
It's been
Oh, yeah.
modified.
Yeah. They got competitions in that stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this thing was sweet. But I got the guy, I looking at his stagger wing, the guy walks up and said, "You like it?" I said, "Darn right I like it. First real one I've ever seen. Seen a lot of models of them, but I've never seen a real one." He said, "You a friend of Henry's?" "Yes, sir. Henry's my pastor, but yeah, he's a good friend." He said, "Well, get your butt in there and let's go for a flight." So you take off, you're flying this thing, and he says, "Well, you gonna fly this thing, or are we gonna sit here at the end of the runway?" So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. But beautiful airplane. But the weirdest one that I've ever gone up with, the guy took me up in a plane, and it's a beach bonanza. And I don't know if any of you know about a beach, but there's one controller and one steering wheel, I'll say, just to simplify it for ones that don't know. And you push a button in the center and you just say, "Here, you fly a while." And you just hand him the steering wheel. And he did that to me. And I'm saying, "Well, why?" And so that was kind of weird. But I enjoyed that one too. That was a lot of fun. But I don't know.
No wonder they call it Dr. Killer. Oh.
Yeah. I can honestly say I have some crazy friends, because anybody that would let me fly their airplanes got to be nuts. But I had a lot of fun. They put me up in I'd always wanted to fly a Goonie Bird, a DC-3, and they let me fly a DC-3 from the right seat. And when we go to land it, he says, "Well, all right, land it." So I pull back on power. Everything else I've ever flown, you pull back on power, it comes down. DC-3 thinks it's a sailplane. It just keeps going. Slowed down, but it kept going.
So you're gonna
that's
show
pretty.
us the laser. Very good.
That's the Laser 200 profile.
Can you click on it so it's bigger?
I don't know.
I want one. That is a beautiful airplane.
Is it big for everybody, or is it small?
I can't fit in the darn thing. The real one. I couldn't get in the thing.
I mean, what Walter's sharing, is it big for you guys? Or
No, we see all the small pictures.
So can you click on it? Yeah, they're all small. Can you click on that one,
little bitty
Walter?
pictures.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I open up the dang? Hold on.
Walt, you're doing
Hey,
better
Carl,
than I do. I
thanks
can't.
for coming in.
Me and computers don't compute.
Okay. Share screen.
There we go.
I can fix it, but don't ask me to operate it.
Is it up now, big?
No,
No.
No, it's still small.
Walter, try opening up the picture and then sharing the screen with that picture.
Okay, that's what I need to do. All right, let me
Yeah.
do that.
Phil, while he's
Okay.
doing that, I got your Christmas card. Thank you. And your check.
quite welcome.
So, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Thought I'd double up. I've been having trouble getting stuff up, getting to you that keeps coming back. And I found out we had some forever stamps that weren't forever stamps. Stuff kept coming back to me as
I thought they're
insufficient
forever.
postage.
I thought they're
They're
forever.
supposed to be. Do you know, just while he's waiting, while he's working, do you know that a postage stamp has a hidden code on it? You can't see with the naked eye, but that machine can see it.
Yeah.
And we had some I bought from the postmaster here in Midway, Welcome. And for some reason, it did not have that thing showing. And the machine wouldn't pass them. They kept sending them back to me. I kept wondering, John's came back about 3 or 4 times. I couldn't figure out why the heck does this keep coming back? So I finally went to the
There he
postmaster
is.
and talked.
There he is.
talk to
Now
her.
that's what we're
That's sharp.
talking about.
I definitely want those plans. Anyway, she finally took it and looked at it. She says, how many of these you got left? I said, well, I got the 8 that I've mailed out that have come back to me. And I've got about another half a page. And she said, bring me everything you got and I'll replace it. So she did.
Very good. All right.
They're worth a fortune to a stamp collector, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a stamp collector locally. I'm going to give them to then. Just I owe him a favor anyway. Oh, that's neat.
That's
very
neat. Hey, Walter, on the rigging, is that rigging it's not adjustable, right? I mean, they
Yeah,
can't.
it is actually.
So how is it adjusted? Is it with the turnbuckle or what?
All he did was, when the guy that built this here, what he did was he basically took clevises and he bent little pieces of metal. He
That's sweet.
bent little pieces of metal
Yeah.
and then just with a clevis. So
That's pretty
I
neat.
guess you can adjust them, I should say, I guess. But he actually gave little instructions, if you would, on doing the not turnbuckles, but they're not turnbuckles, they're clevises.
Okay, I follow you.
Okay, a
motors
turnbuckle you
he
can
got?
adjust in the middle.
What motor is that? I didn't notice.
I believe he had a Tiger in it. No,
Looks
wait.
like LA 46 or something.
No,
Hold on a
no,
second. Let me go
it's
back to.
a Tiger 51. I've launched the airplane for him. So
Okay.
Oh, you
yeah,
did?
Larry's he's one of my flying buddies. So I'm probably
Oh,
the only person other than Larry who's even seen it. So no, yes, he moved into a new house last year and he's been trying to get caught up and whatever. He hasn't been able to get to any contest. But I'm here to tell you that the pictures don't do it justice. The illusion, the big tall fuselage and everything like that, the illusion in the air is that you're looking at a nearly scale laser. All right. It's a fabulous
neat.
presentation. And the neat, it's some really neat things, the bracing wires on the tail and stuff like that. They just really speak to a scale type model. And Larry did a wonderful job of it. He's a great builder, great finisher. Took him too damn long to build it. Sometimes
9 years.
sometimes he's listening and sometimes he's listening. So I said that for his benefit. So, but anyway, and he'll admit it too, but it's a beautiful airplane and it flies extremely well. That's going to be a winner.
So
I want a set
Charles.
of plans to it. Well,
I can also cut a built-up version of that.
Oh wow.
Charles,
Yeah.
Neat.
I built a full-size Sea-Ray airplane, and that had those kind of cables, and you could disconnect the end and then rotate it, and it would tighten up or loosen the cable depending on which
Yeah.
direction you rotate it, and then
Like a Clevis,
reattach.
RC Clevis. Yeah.
Yes, I might.
That's
I
This
have
is a full-size airplane.
Mhm.
okay.
Oh, wow.
And you built it, you said?
Yeah, Sea-Ray. Yep.
You got a big building table.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
quite talented. y'all.
I wonder how he got the wing and stab aligned. Huh, Bill?
He certainly didn't use my alignment jig.
Oh, yeah, maybe on a larger scale, huh?
Lordy, I'm telling you,
Well, I
I'm
have
still
a
using. Go ahead.
problem. I'm wondering if there is a small turnbuckles that I could use to pull something, together in an airplane.
There is, Charles. Wait a minute, I can't tell you the name of the company. Micromark. They sell a lot of small tools.
Okay.
Little table saw and band saw and several different small tools. They have in their shipbuilding section. They have those little bitty clevises for shipbuilders, but they're made of metal and they're real. They're I think they're
Turnbuckles or clevises?
turnbuckles and clevises. I think they're made of brass,
Okay.
so they're not super
Micromark.
light,
Yeah.
but they'd be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for turnbuckles, Dubro has them down to like a 256
right.
thread.
That's right. I forgot about Dubro.
Okay.
Yeah, don't try the RC car section. I think they use a lot of that kind of stuff in some of the suspension rigs and stuff like that. They use turnbuckles and stuff. And you can find some pretty tough stuff there too, not just brass. I think you can find them in steel too.
Okay. I just
So-
need
Mhm.
them small because I might need to pull something together.
Dubro used to make
Uh-oh.
brass, cast. Didn't he make
Yeah.
cast
Yeah,
turnbuckles
I
years
forgot
ago?
about that, but yeah, they did.
You know, for the
I haven't
racing
seen them
boat-
in
for the
years, but they
boats.
used to make them. They used to have them.
Phil?
Robert, did you have a question still? I saw your hand was raised earlier. Sorry, I didn't get to you earlier.
Well, I was just going to comment on the flip over controls on the beach. I was flying a Cessna 195. They have that too. It was common in the
Oh
area.
yeah. Yeah.
Think of it from an instructor's viewpoint.
Oh no. I don't want to try.
That's entertaining.
I
I had to reach across and take control to stop a ground loop with a 195 coming into the Edmonton International Airport one day. It was kind of entertaining.
The first time that I flew a J3 Cub, we came in for landing, and I'm in the rear seat because I don't fit in the front one. And we came in and I touched down and it just skipped one time. It was on grass field and it skipped one time and it wasn't a bad bounce, but it did skip one time. Came down the second time when we're rolling, and all of a sudden the plane started tipping to the right side. And I couldn't figure out what was happening, but I punched left rudder in it and left aileron. And what had happened, a J3 Cub for landing gear, the landing gear is attached to the plane, but what holds it up amounts to bungee cords. And one had broke. That side had broke. So I held it up long as I could, but I mean, as you slow down, inevitably you come down. So just before we come to a stop, the motor unfortunately was still running. I didn't have enough hands or common sense to shut the motor off. The other one broke and the plane came down and rolled forward and busted the propeller and bent the cowling. The instructor, we get out of the plane and the instructor says, "Don't worry about the plane." I'm sitting there, yeah, right, sure. I know who owns this plane. But anyway, he said, "Don't worry about the airplane. I guess that's the end of your flying. You got the keys to that 150? Needless to say, it wasn't the end of my flying. But anyway, Henry May was determined I was going to learn to fly, and I did.
Yeah.
He was a great guy.
Okay.
Very
Phil?
good.
You were saying
Yeah.
about the big Stagger Wing too. That's my wife's all-time favorite aircraft. I don't dare tell her.
Oh, I
that.
love it. I love it. Boy, that is a thirsty beast, but it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other thing I wanted to comment about was back to the white glue. We used it we bought it by the 45-gallon drum and
Oh Lord.
cabinet shops.
About a gallon, but not.
And the big reason, the advantage over the yellow glues is not just that it's a bit cheaper, but it's more fluid and it's slippery.
It's more fluid.
So when I'm doing bent up laminations and stuff, or if I'm doing a big cylinder that I need to glue up to put on my lathe later or something, I'll use white because it gives me, one, the working time, and two, the slippery nature so that I can slide the parts into place.
I don't think the white glue is as brittle as the yellow glue either. You're turning
No,
stuff.
the other way around. The yellow glue is a little bit more resilient, but
It is?
Yeah,
I've
it is
had more
definitely.
explode with yellow glue than I have with white glue. I
But
turn a lot of walnut, and I've had two shatter on me, two bowls shatter on me. Both of them are glued up with yellow glue. I still hadn't figured out why the second one blew up. The first one, I know what happened. I hit a knot, and the end of the tool about lifted me off the floor, but the bowl blew up. But nobody got hurt, thank goodness. But the
Another
second
thing-
one, I still don't know why it blew up.
another thing
Go
good
ahead.
about white glue is you can't see the joint as well. It's clear, whereas yellow glue leaves that
Well,
line.
that's true. That's true.
So adding
You just
the
have to
water
be-
to it was an okay thing? Other
Do
than
what?
just thinning it out?
Oh, thinning it
Yeah, it's
out's
great.
fine too. It doesn't really make that much difference because it cures by evaporation anyway. Well,
Yeah, no, it's just that I never had that done. And when Ty said, oh, just thin it out with water and mix it up and brush the inside, and I was worried. I admitted that right from the get-go. I was worried.
It sounds weird, Walt, first time you hear it, but it does work.
Yeah.
It
And
does
those-
work. We thin about everything.
those 8 rugged stunt trainers that I built, I covered all the wings with white glue, thinned about 50-50 with water and covered with Dr. paper. And it's a wrinkly mess when you put it on, and then it shrunk up virtually no wrinkles.
Wow.
You know, since you mentioned the Dr. paper, we've been doing that on open bays, but if you do any foam wings and you want to make them look decent, get you some old butcher paper and paint it with 50-50 white glue thinned with water. Paint it down, and then take the butcher paper and spray it with a spray bottle so that it's soft. And wrap it over it, and then if you've got something you can put over it, like strings or a piece of cloth, and weight down the ends, something to hold it to it overnight while it dries. The next morning, the white glue will have come all the way to the surface of that butcher paper, but it'll also have it really well glued to the foam, and you can put Monaco right straight over that, and it does a beautiful job. It's just like having it sheeted with 1/16. The TOs were supposed to be just bare foam on the front, and Monocoat or Econocoat over that. Now, Clayton Smith could Econocoat over foam and not melt anything. I do not have that talent.
Me
So I
neither.
put butcher paper. I
Takes a
put
little
butcher paper
doing.
over mine. That works great.
Yeah, I found 2 of my RSTs, last 2 that I did sunburst. I did them with solar film because I still had some from my old stash, and that's a lower temperature that works over the foam.
Yeah. Yeah, you can about breathe on that stuff, make it stick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Hey, well, Len's here. I got
Hey,
something.
hey, guys.
for every-
Hey, Lynn, thanks for coming in, Lynn.
Hey, Charles.
Good to see you, Lynn.
Walter, good to see you.
Same here. I don't want to make you feel bad, but I gotta go.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. My computer's, like I said, I hadn't used it in 3 weeks.
Check this out, everyone.
The battery is
wow.
the battery
About to
is
go.
like down to 6%, and
Okay.
she's using the power pack. What's
Okay.
that?
That's
Can I
a
call
picture
you
of-
tomorrow,
Uh,
Walt? You gonna be home tomorrow, Walt? Can I call you?
Yeah, I
Okay,
should be.
I'll
home
talk to you tomorrow. That's
All right.
beautiful.
All right,
Take care,
that
Walt.
is nice.
Merry Christmas.
So, yeah, Merry
Merry Christmas,
Christmas,
Walt.
guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
sir.
Thank you,
Christmas,
Walter.
Walter.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
Good to see you.
Look at that.
Same here,
So
fellas.
you can see we're in the presence of a celebrity. Just got this today by Mac Canada Model Magazine, and there's
Very
Lynn,
nice.
full
Look
feature.
at that.
Lynn, you look great,
Ah.
Lynn. You
Oh,
look great.
thank you.
Picture.
I don't know if I look great,
You,
but
you do. You look
Yeah,
good. And the plane
it's good to
looks
say,
good,
must
too.
be Photoshop, huh? Oh.
yeah, it must be. It's gotta be.
And
Uh,
I'm in
We'll have
here too,
something.
just on a much
If
lesser.
you need to be photoshopped, you want to
degree of
ask
fame.
Gary to help you. He's
about
good at that.
I'll have
And
to
there's
look
our
at that now.
ringmaster flying one day.
All
Oh,
right.
very cool.
I had the cutest one.
Why was yours pink?
Ah, mine's a little baby there. Come on.
I'm
That
teasing
little
you.
red thing is
I'm
on.
just teasing you.
That little thing is a ringmaster. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show it to you. I got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Phil, I didn't get your pictures.
Yeah, I know. I got.
Okay.
I found out from Don and Charlie that I
They-
mean Don and never mind. Found out from 2 other people. Mailed all 3 of them at the same time. My wife looked at it. She said, "We'll fix it in the morning." She's not feeling too
Yeah.
stiffy tonight,
Okay.
but
that's
I'll
all
have
right.
them off to you tomorrow. You get a picture of the
Oh, wow.
Jameson
Right.
Special and 2 more of these planes. Wow, that's
Cool.
neat.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah.
Now, is that
Yeah,
film?
it weighs next to nothing. So
I
it's
had
sort of
one
a replica one I had back in the 70s. It's got the original landing gear on it, and I think and maybe the bell crank.
So that's a baby ringmaster.
Yeah.
Is that
They
were always
made
fun to
two.
fly.
They had a baby trainer, which just has a sheet wing, but otherwise pretty
Yeah.
much the same airplane. This has the built up. I just scratch built this a couple of years ago. We were all weathered out for the Ringmaster Flyathon. It was horrible weather here. I didn't have a Ringmaster, so I just blew up some plans off Outer Zone and built one.
very cool?
That's the way to
Is
do
that,
it.
is that
Yeah.
dope or is that a film?
All right.
That's monocoat.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Thank
like
you.
I said, I was in a hurry, being quick about it. So it's 100% monocoat.
You
Very
know, the
good.
neat thing about the electric airplanes is we can get away with monocoque.
Get away with no
Don't-
coat.
Well, Yeah. Well, I can do that here today. You can't.
No, that's for sure. I can't get away with no coat. Not a chance.
Yeah, it's cold up there. No, we got I just built a plane and I was trying to decide it's not going to be a contest airplane. So I said, I think I'm going to take a page out of some of the other guys' books. I'm going to monocoat or conocoat the wings and then
That's
paint the
right.
fuselage.
That's right.
So-
That's the way to go.
I think it'd be a much quicker way of doing it. I mean, why put all that time in a trainer? So I said, I think that's what I'm going to do. Paint the fuselage and conocoat the wings. And in my electric planes, that's what I'm doing a lot. Except the electric planes are getting full a conocoat job. I'm going to just do the whole deal.
Hey,
You don't need
that
don't have anything to fuel proof. So I mean,
no,
Anybody got a
that-
guess on the weight of this thing?
I do. 6 ounces.
12 ounces. 12 ounces.
5.6.
I was
Well,
pretty
you were
close.
closer.
Wow, you
You were
was
pretty
very
close. Yeah.
I forgot how light an 049 is. I
Yeah,
thought
they're
they were
pretty
about 6
light.
ounces. I thought they were about 6 ounces, and I got thinking, wait a minute, a Fox 35 is just 9.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
better.
I screwed up. That's all right. All right, that's all right. It's been a long time since I fooled with 049s.
Dennis,
Charles.
earlier, was you trying to say something earlier, Dennis? Was you trying to get a word in?
Dennis?
Yeah,
You trying
I'm
to
sorry. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you, Charles. I'm sorry.
I heard you made it sound earlier, and I didn't know if you was trying to get a word in or something earlier.
No.
All right, cool.
What I have been trying to figure out is, it's got a different computer here on Zoom and everything like that. The other system, I've been able to put everybody up in the gallery view and I can see everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm limited to 9 per screen. I got to go 2 different screens to see everybody. Anybody know what the magic setting is to get back
Santa
to that
Claus is
other?
there.
Hey, Santa
No.
Claus, thanks for coming in. Now, normally it's just the view, and then you have the speaker view, and
Mine just gets smaller as they add.
yeah,
Yeah, mine does too.
I don't understand.
I only get
Yeah.
4 on mine and 1 big one.
Mhm.
John, I decided I'd be one of your elves tonight.
Yeah.
Danny, is it a PC or a Apple product?
Okay.
Danny, is it an Apple or a PC? that you're on?
PC.
Okay. So
I couldn't get my
if you
PC
go-
to come up tonight.
If you click on view and then click on gallery,
Yeah.
is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing, and that gives me 9 people, but I got 2 different screens. We got a total of what, 11 participants. And I can't see them unless I go back and forth between 2 different screens.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Right,
is.
so I can see
pretty.
9 at a time. And if I switch over to page 2, I get 7 of the 9 carry over, and then the missing 2 pop in there. So
Huh. So who are the disenfranchised people?
Not
well,
sure
let's
what's
see.
going on there.
You are on. Let's see. Missing Charles. Charles is on page 1. Well, of course he is. And I think is it Carl?
Yeah,
No,
Carl.
Carl's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, Carl's here.
Oh, me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm on page 1, but I'm not on page 2. So I'm with Charles. Charles is on page 1, but not on page 2. The rest of you guys show up on page 2.
Huh.
See, I have
So-
3 pages.
Okay.
It's
Hey,
wild.
Charles, is it okay if I share my screen of my C-Ray?
Just 1 second, but thanks for asking. Marcel Legrand, he said this earlier, but we had some new people come in, and I think he just wanted to wish everyone Merry Christmas. He did it earlier, but there's some new
Merry
people.
Christmas, Marcel.
So Marcel, so he's saying stay safe and God bless you all from New Zealand.
All right.
That's the new addition. So he did it earlier, but he just wants to cover everybody. Go
That's
ahead,
cool.
Tom.
Thanks, Marcel.
Share away.
Oh
Ooh,
my
All
God.
right.
Oh man,
How cool is that?
that is so cool.
It's nice.
Now look at, he's got a lake in his backyard, so he's got his own airport.
Now, what kind of plane is that,
Mhm.
Tom? What's that called?
It's called a C-Ray, and you buy it as a kit and build it. It took 8 months to build it,
Wow.
Is that all?
and that was while I was still working full time. So
They should call it the
Good grief.
Playboy. Should call it the Playboy plane.
We took longer
Mm.
than that to build the RV8, and there was 6 of us working on it.
this
Gracious.
is the second plane that I've built, full-size plane that I built, and I'm working on an RV4 with our EAA chapter right now.
You'll love that. It's a fun
That is
airplane.
so cool.
It's a really
Tom.
fun airplane.
So, Tom, I have a question because I never built a real plane. So, along different places in the construction, you have to get a FAA official there to sign things
Oh
off.
yes.
Or,
Oh
or there's
yes.
none of that.
Yeah, you have to have the FAA come out and do the final inspection, and then they sign off the airworthiness certificate for it.
Okay. Very nice. And what engine do you have back there?
It's a Rotax 912.
It looks like.
4-cylinder, 4-stroke, liquid cooled, or the heads are liquid cooled.
Very
Beautiful.
cool. So
And
now,
we had a guy locally.
what kind of range
Go
do you
ahead.
have with that plane? I'm sorry, Phil. What
That's
kind of
all right.
range do you have?
The Rotax burns about 5 gallons per hour, and I've got a 20-gallon tank. So
Wow.
What's the top speed? What's cruise speed?
cruise speed is just over 100.
Wow, that's nice. That is nice. And you can land on asphalt as well.
Yes.
That's sweet.
Yeah, the wheels retract for landing on water, or you can put them down to
That's
land
sweet.
on a runway.
I like that.
That's
That
wild.
plane is so cool looking.
That is.
I mean, that's just like I said, it should be called the Playboy.
Charles, if you
Mhm.
think there's anything easy about building one of these things, a local guy built a kit. I can't think of what the kit was. I think it was Laser. But no, Laser is a never mind. Anyway, I can't remember what it is. But when the inspector came out to check it, he asked him about the peel and ply. How did he peel his peel and ply, or what did he have any problems with the peel and ply? He says, "What do you mean peel and ply?" The inspector smacked the side of the airplane and a piece let go and loosened up. He glued the back end to the airplane, but the actual peel and ply was not glued on. Of course, they did not certify the airplane.
Yes.
I'll
I
bet.
thought he would scrap it, but he actually took the thing back home and spent 3 years, 3 whole years. Took him 9 months to build the airplane, 3 years to take it apart and put it back together correctly.
Jesus,
But he did
Murphy.
get it certified,
Wow.
and it's a
Now-
pretty airplane. It was beautiful the first time till the inspector slapped the side of it.
Now, was
but-
it in the directions to adhere the peel and ply?
I don't know. I've never seen the directions to that, but the peel and ply comes with a sheet that tells you how to do it. You literally peel the inside off so that side is nice and smooth and pretty. It's a protector sheet, and he didn't pull any of it off.
It's when you're building composite airplanes. It's only on composite airplanes.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Wow.
he fouled that one up.
Interesting.
I
As
couldn't
long-
figure out how he took it apart. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But I don't know.
I never met an airplane I couldn't take apart.
Most of us call that a crash.
That's right.
I think it took 3 years because the first 2.5 was him just sitting at it, trying not to set it on fire. Or something
Exactly.
like that.
That's
Oh
what it
my
would've been with me.
goodness. Yeah.
That's what it would
Yeah.
have been to me, Dennis. You
Yeah.
think about having you think about having a $65,000 investment sitting there that you can't get certified because you
Wow.
didn't read a basic instruction. I just can't comprehend that. Why did you start a kit by yourself and not ask for help to at least get started so you knew what to do?
I guess I'm surprised he was able to get that far into it before anybody looked at
Me
it.
too.
Wasn't he supposed to have a bunch of inspections along
It's
the way?
supposed to be checked along the way, and the inspector, I understand, I don't know what happened, but I understand the inspector that signed off on the previous inspection is no longer an inspector. But I don't know how he got that
Gosh,
far
you
anyway.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. He just took the
Wow.
money and ran, evidently. So
Yeah.
I
Kind of
don't-
like some home inspectors.
don't even get me started on that one.
See, it's
Yeah,
the
you
same kind
can-
of deal.
You can
We
have, they have
we just got a guy
designated
come-
people
Go
in an EAA local group that can do those pre-inspections.
yeah.
And they
Well, we
usually
got-
don't
when we
charge
did-
anything for that, but
When we did the RV8, no, you pay one fee here and it takes you all the way through. But he still has to come out and he's supposed to look at it. He must have looked through the window or something. But when we did the RV8, one of the guys that actually worked on it with us, in fact, he's the guy that owns the plane's son-in-law or something, is an inspector, and he inspected everything. But they had we built ours and got going on it, and then he came out with a kit where you had the little trap door under the seat where you could get to the stuff down there easier, and the trap doors in the back of the instrument panel where you didn't have to take the whole dash apart to get in there and check wiring and stuff. We pulled it back apart and put the trap doors in, and once we saw it, everybody just said, do we really want to build this thing without this now that we know it's available, this option's available? And everybody said, no, let's take the time, take it apart and fix it. So that set us back about 2 weeks, but boy, when we finished it, it was a beautiful airplane. Of course, we got to decide how we wanted to paint it, and then I was in on the painting. So it looked like a big model airplane when we finished. And if you see the pictures of it, I put some stuff beside it to make it look a little silly. And you really look at it and wonder, is that a model airplane or a real one? But we put a dune buggy beside it. And you really wonder, is that an RC car beside that toy airplane? And no, it's a real car and a real airplane. They just both belong to Todd. But we had a lot of fun with it, and he enjoys flying it. It's still flying, and it still looks like a toy airplane. Every time he buzzes the house, I don't know. I just get a little misty eyed every time I see it because it's such a pretty plane. I want one, but I can't get one. One of them things.
Very cool. Hey, John, thanks for coming in, John, and glad to see you. And you guys, I'm going to try to catch up on this chat. We're not too far behind, but I'm going to mute everybody, and I'm going to read the chat real quick. So just bear with me here. Okay, so Jeff Riley says, hi, John. Good to see you. Good to see you back. And then Brent Williams says, howdy, guys. And hi, Brent. Glad that you're in here. Thanks for coming in. And then Airmaster says, hello. I wonder if this is the same Airmaster I've seen on Stunthangar. If you are, let me know. All right. Let's see here. So how do I undo what I just did? Hang on just a second. Okay. That's not that easy. All right, you guys go ahead and unmute yourselves, I guess. I thought I could unmute you. I thought I could mute and unmute, but I only can mute all, but can't unmute everybody.
Already did it.
We're back.
All right. Very good.
You can do
We
it,
wanna-
Charles. We got faith in you, brother.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm trying to make some changes for next year, so next year will be much better. That's what I'm
Has
trying
anybody
to
heard
do.
how Sparky's doing?
Matter of fact, that was one of the chats I didn't get to. I must have skipped it. That's by A330 Turbinex. He says, "How is Sparky doing?" I haven't reached out to Sparky. I'm trying to leave him alone. I know that he gets a lot of calls and texts and stuff, so I haven't been asking. So I was actually looking to see if he's produced any videos, and he hasn't produced a video in a while, so I don't know.
And last one I saw, he was working on the half A Cobra.
Yeah, it's the one I saw too. I watched that just to hear him, and it seemed like he was doing a little bit better, but it's going to be a slow progress, is what he said on that video.
That's a fanny kicking bug, I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, John can
I'm surprised
testify.
John looks so good,
John can
but
say,
I'm glad to see it.
we got a witness. John can testify how tough this bug is.
Oh, I can tell you for sure. You don't want it.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. My wife just lost a cousin to it in Michigan, and it's a rough bug. We found out Tom died 2 weeks ago, and then we found out a good friend that she used to work with passed away. We've heard about her passing. Crystal's passing last night. So
Yeah,
it's got several of our friends.
Sorry, to hear
People
about
keep
that.
telling me it's not real. It's not real. Oh, you're dreaming.
Better
Yeah.
wake up.
It's easy to avoid.
Yeah. It's like the atheist argument. You can say there is no heaven, but you better pray there's no hell.
That's right. Good point.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Kim
good.
and I are in isolation starting yesterday because we just found out that she spent a day with someone who tested positive and she's sick and her kid is. So we went and got the test today. So we'll find out in the next couple of days. But I'm actually feeling really good. So I kind of doubt that we got it because we've had our shots. But still, Lisa had
Yeah,
had
well,
it all, so it didn't.
Tom
didn't
had had all three of his, so don't count on it now. I mean,
No.
I wish you the best. Don't get me wrong, but please be careful.
Yeah.
Tom had all three of his, and he got it.
Yeah,
It's been
that's,
and a half since she got exposed, and we're doing good. So we're hopeful.
Oh,
Hope
wow.
so too.
Yeah.
Don't want to lose any more friends to that crap.
no,
That's
that's for sure.
So
On the plus side,
anyway.
I spend more time in my workshop.
Yeah.
that's the good side of it. Once we get through Christmas, I'm hoping to do that. There's a rumor I'm going to get to do that. We'll see. Don't know.
Paint, 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 paint.
I paint outdoors. I can't paint indoors.
I've
I'm
had-
still got my wife. One thing cancer left my wife with, she can smell a gnat break wind at 50 yards.
oh, man.
Don't do it. We don't do it. We don't do nothing in the house that makes a bad smell if we can help it. I'm the worst smell in the house. Me or the dog when we've eaten something we shouldn't.
Yeah, me too. I wonder why I can relate to that.
Hey, Lenny, I like seeing your Christmas lights there.
Oh, I'm
That
glad.
is
Here,
neat.
I'll get the hell out of the way, and then you can see it even better.
Oh, look at
I
that,
love that.
man.
Well, I was going to turn
that's
mine
a-
around, but my tree just turned off.
That's a
Must be 10
20
o'clock,
pointer, I
11
think,
o'clock.
Lynn.
You know what? I was on a meeting last night with some of the guys, and they were saying the same thing. It was a 20-pointer. I don't know.
That is beautiful, Lynn.
Well, thank you.
Now you just need to put a rotator on it for next year,
Yeah,
and then get
that's
a
right.
train, and then get a train. That
I
goes
gotta
in
have
it
a
that-
train. I've got the train. I just haven't got it
That's-
installed.
It's
Well,
fun.
Wasn't there?
I'm still,
Go ahead, Dennis.
I'd say I was still struggling with Robert's story about the legend of the tree angel from last week.
Oh, yeah. That's
I have
quite
an
the
angel
story.
on our main tree up in the living room, and every time I look at it, I bust out laughing. So what can I say?
I didn't hear that. I have to listen to last week's show to hear that one.
Knock it off.
we've got an angel and I've got my wife bought these little spotlight things. So I put it on the outward limbs. I even straightened some of them out so that the 8 spotlights show up on the angel. And what I didn't think about when I did this, and everybody says, oh, you meant to do it. You meant to do it. So help me. I did not think about this. It made a halo on the roof, on the ceiling around her head. So that was pretty neat.
I don't know about
about.
Robert. Maybe you need to retell that legend or something for those who didn't hear it. But,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Okay, if I can remember it now fully. Well, I can ad lib anyway.
Got
Many
memory
years
like mine.
ago, set this up in his workshop. And it's, he's not in his workshop. He's in his house in front of the fireplace with a bunch of spiked eggnog and just trying to relax. He's had a really crappy week. The elves are on strike. He isn't getting any of his parts for the toys. Mrs. Claus has had a permanent headache. Just nothing's going right. Rudolph's nose went out. And he hears this knock at the door, little knock. And he gets up from his comfortable chair and answers it, howling blizzard going on. And here's this great big tree with this little wee angel holding it. And she says, Grandpa, Santa, I've got your tree. It's COD. Where would you like me to put it? And that's why to this very day we have an angel on top of the Christmas tree.
Hey,
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
I like your shirt,
Oh.
John. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Shirt, John.
oh, boo, yes. Boo.
well,
Let
thank
me,
you.
Think about it. My angel sits on the tree, so I'm going to think of that every time I do.
Yeah. Where's I'm gonna put that
That's
tree?
exactly it, Philip. My angel looks like that too. I look at it and I bust out laughing every time. So, like, no.
I have to tell my wife that one.
So with me having
Ooh.
some time to kill and lots of leftover Christmas mini bulbs, I'm thinking our living room, I got my big Spitfire hanging from the ceiling and a couple of props on the walls and a Sterling Spitfire on another wall. Thinking maybe I should string a bunch of Christmas lights on them too and go with our little Charlie Brown tree.
There you go.
A proper modeler's living room Christmas.
There you go.
I agree with you on that. Everybody,
Well, we tried to be proper grandparents. Our grandson 5-year-old is coming up this year. And oh Lord, this could be a big mistake. We've got some bulbs and stuff on this tree that are, well, we've been married 47 years and we buy each other Christmas, one ornament every year. I've got them from the White House, from the Grand Canyon, from the Alamo, different places we've gone. But we've got some decorations on here that are old and fragile. So this may be a fiasco. But so far, he was up last weekend and he didn't touch anything. He just stood there and watched. Papa, the tree moves. Yeah, it moves. So then we lifted him up and started the train, and he says, "That don't make sense." So,
Well, Phil,
Mhm.
you see my tree here?
Oh, yeah.
There
so
we
you're
go.
right. Yeah, let's
I didn't hear you, Dennis. What?
Can you see my tree there?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't see
All right.
tree angel.
You notice how it doesn't have anything on the bottom 2 feet
Yeah.
or 3 feet? Yeah.
Yes.
Grandkids.
That's because we had my 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and 2-year-old over one weekend. All right. All the
Yeah.
bulbs on it are, the old glass bulbs and stuff. I wouldn't call
Yeah.
them kid friendly. All right.
Yeah.
So
Right. I know what you mean.
luckily, there's no other lights or anything on the tree or anything like that, but you may have to consider that. Take everything, where a 6-year-old couldn't reach it. All right.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little
You know what?
margin there. So.
You know what that proves? Dennis is smarter than I am. Okay. Well, anyway.
No.
We've been trying
Okay.
our darndest to get our cats to play with the ornaments on the tree. Our old cats used to. These ones are just too damn well behaved. They'll lay underneath the tree and look at it, but they won't knock all the ornaments off. And we bought all these special kids safe, metal tinsel and all that, and little stars and everything, and the plastic bulbs, so it doesn't matter. And we can't get these cats to misbehave no matter what.
Well, let me
Well, put
send you a
something with-
dog. Let me send you a dog. I promise you he'll misbehave.
You wouldn't give.
If I ever
me
get the
little
puppy,
dog.
if I live long enough to get the puppy out of this dog, he's going to be a good dog. But so far,
Yeah.
he is driving me Hermantile.
That little doggy is everything you ever wanted.
Well, I'm telling you, he's a sweetheart. He can be an absolute doll baby, but he can also be an absolute stinker. Oh, by the way, Dennis, if you want to look up that knot, if you want to look up the knot to tie those lines, I kept looking it up, it's double surgeon's knot. It's called, the other name for it is a figure 8 knot. And if you look that one up, if you look up figure 8 knot, they'll show you how to make it with a little small, make the little small eyelets on it and everything, and it works great. But what I did was went to the fishing shop and I bought these little steel eyelets that are welded together, and I just tied a regular Palomar on those, so it's because it's doubled, and everything works, and it worked well. And I just said, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for the first round anyway. So the new ones, I had. Oh, mama telling me I'm doing this wrong. My seam's in the front. Okay. I got to be a proper elf here, guys. I mean,
Very
okay.
cool.
Ball's on the wrong side, but that'll be all right.
Huh?
Yeah, that'll drive me crazy. Okay.
Guys, let me catch up on the chat box. Let's see here. So Mike Miguel says, I didn't have COVID. I had congestive heart failure. I was in the hospital for 4 days last week. Still feel extremely weak and can hardly breathe. Mike Miguel, I hope you feel better really soon, and I hope you enjoy this holiday season. Hope this gets behind you so you really can enjoy it. And Mike
I
Miguel
second all of that.
Thank you. Mike Miguel goes on to say, I went and got the shots for COVID several months ago. Okay, good.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I have all 3 of them myself. And then Airmaster says, Merry Christmas, guys. See you later. Hey, thanks for coming in, Airmaster. It's your first time, I think. Please make it a habit. And since you are already a member of Stunthangar, you can find the link at the bench.
Knock it out.
And it won't appear if you're not logged in, but if you're logged in, you should be able to see at the bench. And then I have a link there with today's date. And you click on that, like all these other guys have done, and that's how you come into this space. And so for those of you who watch us on YouTube, if you're a member of Stunthangar, you can get in that way. And if you're not a member of Stunthangar, you can register, but give Sparky some grace. He probably won't register as quick as he used to, but just register at that stunthangar.com/SMF. And then you just use your real first and last name and a space between your first and last name and a valid email address, and Sparky will get around to approving you. And
So-
I'm all caught up.
So one thing I'm asking about, Charles, is this. We're missing the Festiva. Where's the Festiva? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There should be an aluminum pole and feats of strength and the Festivus for the rest of us. Just to make sure we cover everything.
I'm at a loss. I don't know what you're talking about.
Me
You're
neither.
not a Jerry Seinfeld fan?
No.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that in a while, but I wasn't
Yeah.
watching that show a lot. I was really busy back in the day, so I missed that show quite a bit. Came on at night, and I worked at night.
That's okay.
But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I know the show, but I don't know what the festival is. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that was Seinfeld's father, or not his father. What's the other guy? Anyway, that was his own version of what he thought Christmas should be.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it allowed him to beat up his son.
So I want to shout out a little bit of recognition for a couple of people. One
All
of our
right.
regular watchers from Saskatoon, Daryl. He just sent me a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year thing from and hoping to make it out to Prairie Contest next year. He's been Prairie Fire. He's been having some back issues and couldn't fly. He's under physio.
That's
So
Hog-
all the best for it. He's been working on a Brodak Cardinal.
Is that Hogs and Plains?
No,
Robert?
no, this is Daryl Wirtz in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. He's about 600 miles away from me.
Okay.
And another one I want to give a big thank you for is I got sent this, got it in the mail today, TD Fine Needle Valve for running on water. And I wanted to buy it from James Tyndall in Virginia, and he absolutely refused to take any money. He just sent it to me. So just one heck of a good guy. And if you're listening, James, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you very much.
Very cool. Very cool.
I got a nice letter from further north of you, up in the Northwest Territories. Good to hear from guys up there.
That would be Gordon.
Would that be Gordon?
That would be Gordon if you're talking about Yellowknife. Gordon
that's
Van
the guy.
Gordon
Yeah.
Van Titan, or is that how you say
Yeah.
his name?
Teagham. Yeah,
Gordon
Dutch,
Van Tiegem?
I think.
Yeah, I need to have him send me his shipping address.
I don't happen to have it. I don't think I do anyway.
Yeah, I want to send him this
Sure.
piece of equipment. Get it in his hands before the prices go up on the post, you know?
I have a question here in the
No, I
chat.
don't have.
This is by Brent Williams. Excuse me. This is by Bunky6765. His question is, does anyone know of any clubs or places to learn control line in Georgia?
Oh my goodness. Georgia rears its ugly head again. There's lots of places.
Yeah.
around
Train could
Georgia.
help with that, but the Cobb County Sky Devils, or there are several clubs in and around Atlanta area. Gosh, I can't remember where the rest of the guys live, but it's just below there.
Now, isn't
there's
Tom
all over
Dixon in
Georgia. Who?
Tom
Tom
Dixon?
Dixon's in Georgia. He's north of Atlanta. Trayan's north of Atlanta, and
Derek Barry's in Augusta.
Augusta. Derek Berry lives in Augusta, and his dad's in Augusta. They would be a good one to get with. They're very good at training, and I mean very good at training. And there are some other guys. Randy Smith is there somewhere. I don't know where he lives now, but Randy's
Dracula.
near Atlanta. Yeah, but where the heck is that? I hadn't been able to find that on the map. I was going to go down and see him. I couldn't even find it on the map. But anyway, I'll find it this summer. I just missed it on his last go round. Then there's Ronnie Farmer.
Yeah,
He's another good one. I don't know if Ronnie's very active flying. He's a heck of a judge, but he can teach you more in 10 minutes talking than most people can in an hour and a half. Ronnie's a well-spoken individual, very nice guy. And I can't think of anybody else, but there are several down there. That's a very good area. And you get to fly a lot more than we do in North Carolina because it's colder than heck here. You get that darn Florida weather.
Don't
Do
the
what?
AMA have something? I thought
You know, I
AMA's got
remember-
something that shows all the flying sites all over the place.
Yeah, I
Yeah, they
remember
do.
seeing
do.
that
Yeah.
years ago. I don't know if it's still
They
there. I
do.
haven't checked it. They still have it?
Yeah, they, as far as I know, they still have
Yeah,
it.
I
But
think so. Yeah.
my point is in Georgia, you shouldn't have too big a problem.
I wouldn't think
They
so.
I mean, it might not seem easy. It's not going to be the easiest thing, but they are out there. And once you find them, they'll be more than happy to help you get as involved as you want to get. It's not like some of the areas around here for many years, there was just nobody. It was Tom Looper now, and that was all there was. Now there's 12 of us again. So we've never had 12 stunt flyers in the 40 years, been married 47 years that I've flown with Tom Looper. We've never had more than 3 or 4 at the very most stunt flyers active at any one time until lately. And the last couple of years, there's up to 12 people out there. Now it's probably down one or two now because we lost Bill and another guy moved. So we might be down to 10, but we're still stunt. Maybe not as prevalent as it used to be, but we're having a heck of a lot of fun locally.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, Bunky6765 says, okay, thanks. I can't find anything on the web. And yeah, go to the AMA. What does that stand for? Aeronautical Model Association?
Academy of Model Aeronautics.
Yeah, Academy of Modern.
Academy of Model Aeronautics. Go there, Bunky6765, and then you might be able to find a listing of clubs by states.
Where does Bunky live? We could maybe find somebody nearby from that.
We'll find out. Oh, he says he'll let us know, I'm sure. And then Brent Williams had quite a few comments. Brent Williams starts off with Festivus for the rest of us. So he's aware of that. And then Brent Williams goes on to say a display of feat of strength. Yeah. And then he goes on to say, and the airing of grievances is allowed while holding the aforementioned aluminum pole.
Yep.
And Bunky6765 says that's great to hear. I'm sure he's going to let us know where he lives shortly. And then we're all caught up. You know, you guys, I was wondering what you guys thought about Friday night. You know, I asked my one daughter, I have two other kids, I have 3 here at home. She didn't care if I was on here on Friday night. But I mean, maybe I was thinking maybe an abbreviated, maybe we can just bring some eggnog and have some libations. And
You mean I get more of this stuff?
Well, I'm like I said last Friday, 100% for that, Charles.
I'm sorry, say it again.
As I said last Friday when I suggested that, I'm 100% for it and still am.
All right, so let's I can start at the same time if you want, or a little bit earlier. Whatever fits best for everybody, so we can just have it abbreviated, or maybe we can go long. I don't know what to expect because we don't have any history to base it on. You know, this is Christmas Eve is Friday night. You know, next year it'll be on Saturday, so this will be our time to have a meeting or Stunthangar video meeting, anyways.
I don't know if I can make it Friday night or not. I got the whole family going to be here we give out presents on Easter. I mean, on Easter. Oh boy. On Christmas Eve. So I'll have the whole gang here. So I imagine I'll be ready to pull my hair out Friday night. So
just line me up in there with you, Phil. I'll take a spot.
That'll be fine. You come on over. We're more the merrier. Hey, I got friends from Pilot Mountain coming in Christmas to have Christmas with us. I've got friends from Charlotte. They all tell me, well, I'm by myself. You know, this happened. I'm by myself this year. I said, no, you're not. Bring your butt up here. Come on, more the merrier.
Yeah.
If I ain't got room at this table, I've got another 8-foot table we can set up, and I got plenty of chairs. Bring yourself on. There's plenty of food. When my family gets together and everybody brings something for Christmas dinner, my wife coordinates who's bringing what. There's plenty of food. So if you go hungry, it's your own darn fault.
Your wife a Filipina or something?
Do what?
Is your wife Filipina?
No.
Yeah,
But I have friends Filipina.
Yeah, they provide plenty of food.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's Filipina whose husband passed away here a while back, and we've invited her. And
you don't need any other stuff. She'll bring it all.
You're probably right.
I'll probably right. I'll take some Ponce too.
Isn't North and South Carolina somewhere in that area where some famous TV sheriff and his little boy fishing all the time?
Mayberry is actually Mount Airy, and the girl that played Thelma Lou still lived up there. I actually moved back here from California several years back, and on Saturdays one Saturday a month, she came to the Andy Griffith Playhouse and met people. I got to meet her last summer, and she passed away in April this year. So she was great. She was so much fun to talk to, because she could tell you stories of traveling with the USO show in World War II and flying on those old rickety airplanes. She said, we didn't have the best of airplanes. She said, we really, the ones that were really the good ones were carrying heavy cargo. So we got what was left, and you put a whole USO troop on 2 DC-3s that are about ready for the boneyard. And she says it was really, that was scary. But then the DC-3s were recalled, and we got, I think she said Martin Baker MB4s or 5s or something. And she said, we really appreciated the DC-3s after that.
Funny.
But anyway, she was so much fun and so funny. But she said the women on that show, Andy Taylor and Andy Griffith, of course, and Don Knotts were provided clothes. But she said the women on that show provided their own clothes and their own jewelry. So that was interesting. I didn't know that. But we talked to her for about 2 hours. There weren't a lot of people in there. The weather was terrible outside, and not many people had come. So we got to sit and talk to her. And she was a blast. She was sharp as a tack. I mean, she was old and her body was giving up on her, but her mind was sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She remembered everything. And she remembered the day Don died, and the whole, he was so funny. Every one of them I've ever talked to, from Andy Griffith to her, all said the same thing. That should have been the Don Knotts show, because he was the one everybody tuned in to watch. He was so darn funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Andy Griffith did such a good job of being the level hand in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was,
yeah, he played second fiddle very well.
yeah.
Guys, let me interrupt you guys. And Bunky 6765, he says Covington, Georgia, 30 miles east of Atlanta.
Covington.
Oh, you shouldn't have any problem at all. I mean,
Okay.
you'll have to drive 30 miles, but get up with either Trayan or Tom Dixon or any of those guys, and you'll find a flying mate. In fact, any of them will be more than happy to help you, because they'd love to have somebody to launch for them and fly with.
Sounds good.
Both of them are telling me the same thing. They have to fly by themselves or with a self launcher, and neither one of them like doing that. So you will be well received if you'll get up with one of those guys.
And then go ahead, Howard.
Let's see. Give them my. How do we do this? Well, you know my email address. If you give him my email address without making it public, then I'll look for contact information for those guys and fix them up.
Bunky 6765, are you a member of Stunthangar Forum? So get back to me. I see a message here from Middlesex Modelers. That's Al Fiera. He says, at the bench on Stunthangar is not displaying, and I'm logged in. I don't understand, Al. I just checked, and when I went in, I saw at the bench.
Tell them just to click Stunthangar again. I had a problem getting in. I had to go back through about 3 times to get it to go through, but just touch Stunthangar again, and then go through the thing and go scroll down again. And about the 3rd time, it finally came up.
I had 2 on mine.
Okay, well,
2.
that's
In the beginning.
encouraging.
Yeah, and I thought that's funny, but
You got yours and mine both.
And Lynn,
you
you're
rascal, you.
muted, Lynn. Just so you know, you're muted. And I see you switch fingers. I thought you was flicking me off with the other hand.
I'm just playing with a toy, that's all.
I understand, but you had your other finger on the other hand. You was telling me I'm number 1. Yeah, you're number 1, Charles.
You are, Charles. You are number 1. Don't ever forget it.
Hey.
Oh boy.
that you, Howard? Or is that Robert making that noise?
I made a noise. I'll mute myself. I'm
Okay.
doing some stuff.
Right.
So, Denny, what's happened in this last month for you? You got things built and put together and out flying them?
With what again?
How's it gone for the last month and a half? Do you get anything built and put together and out flying?
No, not really. I've been working on the electric conversion for the flight streak, and the building part is done, and can't seem to get myself settled into the writing part. So to write the
Right.
instruction manual and go from there. So that's about it. So I don't know. Since I retired, my time management has gone to hell. I don't know how I ever had time to work.
I know what
So-
you mean.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense to me. I can't get anything done anymore. So
Right.
Well, join the club. I
Yeah.
did great. I did great for the first 3 years, and now I've fallen right apart. I can't get anything done. Like Zippo, I can't seem to focus. I don't know what it is.
When you figure it out, you be sure and let me know,
Yeah, share it
Okay.
with all of us.
because I suffer from that, whatever it is too.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
it's
I
any
just
deficiency,
struggle.
How in
It's
the
like-
world I ever had time to work?
Like I built like a madman for 3 years, and then after I finished building at the end of last building season, I stopped, and I can't seem to get the motor started again.
Well, that's because you
Mhm.
can't come over here and fly.
Well, that might be part
Well, I
of it,
could-
John. That might be part of it, John.
Yeah,
No
Corey-
contests, no nothing, no stimulation here, boys.
Yeah,
It's getting,
yeah, the
it's getting hard.
shutdown does affect you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to a contest in over 2 years. If I don't go to one this year, it'll be 3 years, and I'm gonna hang it up. I'll find some other hobby to do.
We
I mean,
definitely
there's
got to
other
get him
things
to a
other-
contest.
Yeah, we gotta get him to a contest. Yeah,
We got to get him to a contest.
We'll see
Yes.
what we get here.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, it's real dry. Let me tell you, this is really dry.
I didn't ask Robert, but what was that plane you was holding? That big plane? What was it in that picture?
And
In
Which
that
pa-
picture in the magazine that showed Lynn holding the plane? What was that plane, Lynn?
That was my Cardinal,
Oh, okay,
the CAS 77 Cardinal.
nice.
And I was gonna mention, by the way, that one there, it's got the film on the wings and painted fuselage.
Looks
Ah.
good.
It turned out
Well, that
pretty
one,
good.
that's the plane that when everybody locally saw the thing, they said, "Oh, you're going to need a 65 to fly that, or 75 or something." Mine's got a OS 46 in it.
No,
Flies
no,
great.
no. It's not a windy Cardinal. This is a windy big Cardinal, like a full-size Cardinal
Mine's a windy full-size Cardinal, and it's
With
got
a
a
six-
46 on a pipe.
with a 60-inch span.
On a pipe though,
Yep.
Lynn. A pipe.
Well, oh, on a pipe.
It's got-
Okay, on a pipe. I got it.
It's
I'm
got a
sorry.
pipe.
I apologize. I didn't
That's
realize
all
it
right.
was a pipe. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a pipe.
Yeah.
It was the first piped airplane flying around here, and I guess
Okay.
everybody else decided we don't want to fool with that because there never were many. Tom Looper built one, Larry Drone built one, and I built 3, I think, but we never had too many pipes flying around here. It just never did catch on around here. Electric sure has, but the pipes never
Not
did catch
pipes.
on. I don't know why. I think it's because we just never did get to go to many contests. It's the only reason I can think of. But I think had I got my impact finished and got it out there, it would have caught on. You know, if somebody saw one and saw how everybody always heard, you know, it was always in the magazines how the tune pipes, if the sun goes behind a cloud, you need to change the setting on your pipe. That's just not true.
Okay.
You go to the contest and you watch Paul Walker, and you didn't see Paul making a bunch of adjustments. He just went out there and kicked everybody's butt, backed up, and went on.
So,
mean,
that's the deal.
There just wasn't all that. I mean, the first time I went to the Nationals, I went specifically to watch Paul and the other guys and watch them fly the pipes and see what they had to do to make them work. And I pestered the crap out of Gumshoe, Ted Fancer, Ted Fancer and Paul Walker, and Paul asked me what motor I had, and I told him I was flying at that time I was flying a 40, and he says put this Venturi in it, this needle valve in it, go out and put this, this many head gaskets, and go out and fly it.
It'll work.
10% nitro, go fly it. Set your pipe at this and go fly it. I came home and I set my plane up the way he said do it, and it worked. It just worked.
It reminds me so much. Yeah,
Me too.
that's awesome. And you know what? That's the way it is with all these guys. If people would just listen and do what they told them to do,
Yeah.
it does work. Same with
Yeah.
Tom Dixon. When he tells you how to run something, do it. It works.
Yeah.
Simple.
That's the way it worked. And the funny thing to me, Lynn, was that, everybody back then was reading Stunt News. Stunt News was the Bible. I mean,
Right.
Paul did an article in Stunt News, told you how to trim the airplane, how to set it up, how to set the pipe on whatever motor you wanted to run,
Yeah.
how to do all that stuff. Nobody must have ever read that article because people always asking me, how did you set that up? How'd you get your figures? How did you do it? Because we can't get ours to run like that. Did you read the article in Stunt News? Well, I just, no, go back and reread the article in Stunt News and do what they say and go
Yeah.
for it. I said, if
That's
you got Paul Walker, you got David Fitzgerald, you got Ted Fancer trying to tell you how to make a pipe run, and you're not smart enough to listen, you don't deserve to make the thing run.
It's true. It's very true. It's the same with all these things. It's like guys that say, "Oh, I can't make a road jet work." Well, all you got to do is listen to what Dub Jet Richard Oliver have to say. It'll work perfect every single time, pretty much.
I've got one of the Rojet 61s that Aldrich built.
Right.
It has sub port induction, and everybody says you need to send that one back, get it fixed, and get it where it'll run right. I don't know, maybe I'm too much of a purist, but George pulled me aside at VSC, showed me that motor, sent me home with it, and I sent a check to him a few weeks later. Then one of the local guys got some of them, and I got one from him too. But that one motor that George built, I never sent it in to get it fixed, even though the guy, not Dub Jet, but the other fella, told me to send it to him, and he fixed it for me. Richard Oliver. Richard's a great guy. I'm not knocking him.
Okay.
I just don't want it fixed. George built that motor, and I'm gonna put a muffler behind it and run it.
And did you run it the way George told you to run it?
Yeah.
How did it
Well,
work? How did it work?
On the pipe, it ran great, but I'm going to run it on a muffler, so I may have to redo some stuff. I don't know.
Okay.
I gotta hook something up here. I'm kind of getting a low battery signal here. But anyway, it's one of them deals.
I don't know. My way back, it was at the 1966 Nationals. We're there flying along. I'm flying a Jetco Dolphin with a Fox 35, and the thing runs perfect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's one of the other guys, a flyer you've all heard of. He'll remain nameless. Let's let it go at that. He was having nothing but engine trouble and everything like that. And he talked to my dad. He says, "Gee, that kid, his engine runs great and everything like that." Says, "I'm having a lot of trouble. Do you think, can you sell me that engine? I mean, he's just going to crash it anyway."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
yeah. Anyhow, long and short of it, I finished flying it. My dad took the engine out of the airplane, sold it to the guy, and the guy, they're talking about it. Says, "Yeah, this thing, we've been through this thing. I've tried everything in it. It doesn't run with an OS needle valve. It doesn't run with extra head gaskets like everybody said you had to have. And it says, don't do anything. Just take it and run it." It comes back a little later. The guy's running the engine. It ain't worth a damn. My dad goes over to help him out. Says, "What's going on?" The first thing he sees, it's got an OS needle valve in it.
Oh.
Next thing he sees, I put 3 head gaskets. Everybody uses 3 head gaskets. My dad told him, says, "I told you before, Then the guy got all pissed off, says he wanted to sell the engine back. My dad told him to do something like the Christmas Angel.
Yeah, exactly.
Do something like
That's
that
what he
with the
should have
Fox
said.
35. Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Oh, that's so
I'll tell you,
That's
I'll tell you a little
funny.
secret.
And he
I'll tell you a little
buggered a
secret.
great engine.
I only saw Art upset one time. I was real glad. Somebody told him, said something to him that he knew was better at a contest, and Art took exception to it. I was glad I never saw him mad again, because I didn't want, your dad was Italian, and I could tell.
Well, I
he's
had
not
some personal experience with that too, Phil. So yeah.
Oh, I bet. I'm telling you.
Let's just
I
say
didn't-
he wasn't using his indoor voice. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he could be very persuasive. And
yeah.
I don't know, but this guy had done something pretty stupid too. I don't remember what it was, but Art sold him something and he didn't use it the way he was supposed to use it. They said, all right, let's put it. He finally calmed down. He said, let's put it back the way you got it. Do you have the parts? Yes. Well, let's put it back. He put it back together with the parts that he'd put in it, that Art had in it. It was one of those 40s that had the muffler that came kind of off the back.
Yeah, I was going to say it was probably one of the FP40s. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he put it back the way Art built it, and it ran fine. He turned around to me. He says, now, if you see that guy in a month, he'll have that thing boogered up again. Sure enough, I saw him at Huntersville about 3 months later, and it wasn't running worth a darn. I went over and looked at it. And he'd made all kinds of changes. Well, the air's different here than it is there. I said, you know, my little boxcar Chief with a Fox 35, I'm flying it exactly the way I did there. The only thing I'm doing is I backed the needle out a little bit from what it was there. Other than that, I
a
haven't
couple of
changed anything.
clicks.
Yeah.
A
And he
couple
says,
of
yeah,
clicks on the needle and it's fixed.
He says, well, how are you doing? I said, well, I'm way ahead of you. And I ended up winning the contest. But I was in those days, I was real lucky. Tom Looper and I would travel together, and Tom knows how to calm me down at the contest, because I go all to pieces. I get ready to go in front of the judges, and I just go all to pieces. And Tommy knows what to tell me to calm me down. Just fly it like you're flying a practice flight at Hobby Park. Shut up, calm down, and go fly the dang airplane. And yes, sir. And I go fly the airplane, and it works. But
it's true.
I don't know. All you got to do is relax and do it like you're flying a practice flight, and it works.
If you get all worked up, you'll never win.
That's it. That's it.
Along those lines, dealing with stalker engines, for a long time, I was probably the one and only major stalker user out there. And I used to get people all the time writing me or calling me up. Hey, I got this stalker. I can't get it running. It's doing this, doing that. And I'd explain to him, put a new glow plug underneath it. Take it, basically kick the compression up, run NAI. Anyway, run FAI fuel and run 15 to 17% or maybe a little more of oil, and that was it. That's all you have to do. And
yeah, I need to find out what that oil is that we need to run in those, because I can't remember. But I did today find a karting shop that'll sell me the fuel by the gallon, or alcohol by the gallon. But anyway, I understand what you mean, John. It's just people just have to fumble. Some of these guys, until they learn, they just have to fumble.
Well, I saw a couple of guys destroy really decent engines, trying to make them run like something they've got that they didn't want to use because it didn't run good enough, apparently.
Well, I don't get that. I mean, the guys would call me and tell me, I got this motor from and they mentioned one of the guys that lived in Virginia that lived down near the beach. And he had it with 4 head gaskets, and it ran great. I get it here and I can't make it run. I just can't make it run. And I bought one of them for $10. It was $100 motor. I bought it for $10. I took it over to the back of the pickup truck, took the head off of it, pulled 4 head gaskets out of it, put it down to 2 head gaskets, put it back together, put it in my airplane, running 5% nitro. It ran like a clock. I put it in my box
Yeah.
car and it ran great.
Yep.
Bingo.
What did you do? What did you do? I said, he lives at the beach. The air is much thinner at the beach than it is at 2,200 feet, thicker at the beach than it is here. You have to compress it. You have to take some of those head gaskets out to fly it here.
Right.
So like a light goes on, he wants his motor back. So I let him have his motor back for just what I gave him, the $10 I gave him for it. I didn't want to, but I did. That was a beautiful motor. Anyway, about 4 weeks later, I see him at Virginia Beach, and he's trying to fly, and he's having all kinds of problems. He's over compressing. The thing is, Rod, I said, you remember where you bought that motor? Here. I said, okay, put the head gaskets back in it. I don't know how. So anyway, we fixed his motor for him. He ran great there. And I said, where are you going next? He says, back home. Where's home? He lived out just outside of I forgot the name of the town. Anyway, it's on the way to my daughter's place in Columbia. And I said, all right, we need to take the head gaskets back out. So I showed him how to take the head gaskets out. Even gave him an Allen wrench. Told him how to take the head gaskets out in the star pattern, and put it back in the same. Oh, you put it back on like you're putting a wheel on a car. Yeah, except there's 6 lugs instead of 5. But one here, star pattern it. And you get it snug and just snug it down in 3 steps. You get it just together. Then you snug it down just a little bit in the star pattern, and you go back and get it tight. And you go to the star pattern. I go the star pattern backwards. Some people go the same way. It doesn't matter as long as you do a star pattern. And the last time I saw him, the motor was running good, but that's been 5 years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago now. But I don't know why it's so hard for some people to understand. Listen to somebody tell you how to do it, and just listen. Somebody that knows what they're doing, listen to what they tell you and use it the way they tell you to use it. There's too few of us to be BSing everybody. In the 60s, everything was kept secret. We kept everything a secret. If you figured something out, the popsicle stick in the Fox 35, that was a big secret in the 60s and 70s. It's out there for all to see in stunt news with write-ups on sizes and types of wood, whatever you want to use, whatever you want to do it. Now, all this stuff's public. Why would you kid somebody about it? But they won't believe that we're trying to help you. Just listen. But I don't know. Some people just don't have it in them. And I don't understand it. But some people just don't have it in them to listen.
You're absolutely right. People, they get an idea in the back of their mind that they can make this thing work the way they want it to work.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll destroy an engine, and they'll get out so they barely have enough power to do the pattern with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll take it to an event. And Lord, I wish them the best, but they're already 3 sheets behind because they've destroyed the engine. I showed this to a fella with a stalker. I was running the same stalker he was, and his was all gussied up, and mine was flat stock. And
mine's staying stock.
Yeah, and a flat stock, mine outperformed his. We got done. He said, "Well, I think I may have messed up," but that unfortunately that happens. But you take a decent stalker, you mess one of them up, you're throwing some money away.
Yeah, you did throw some money away. You're right.
The two things that gets me the worst is people they won't listen, like I say. The other thing is they'll buy a motor and they go to the field and, I got this from so and so. Don't matter who, Tom Dixon, Randy Smith, whoever. They go to the field and they go to start and they sit there and beat and fram and they can't get the thing started. And they start cussing the motor. It's not the motor. You didn't learn the motor. You got to fly once in a while. Practice. You don't go to a contest and bring a brand new airplane that you've never flown. But guys do it.
Yeah,
go
with a
out there
brand new
and-
motor on the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we tried to help a guy. We tried to help a guy at Huntersville, and he is out there beating and framming on the motor. We finally got it running, and I noticed the exhaust is black. I said, how much runtime you got on this motor? Oh, it's brand new. It ought to be good. Oh no. No.
Yeah.
This is not going to be good. This is not going to end well. So
Yeah.
I finally ended up, I had a motor like what he was running in my truck, and I put my motor on his truck, on his plane, and I put his motor in my truck. At the end of the contest, he come up to me, he says, how much you take for your motor? Your motor runs so much better than mine. I said, I tell you what, I'll take my motor and what will you give me? He handed me $100. Mine was, it was, I got thinking about it. It really wasn't that bad a deal because I sent Tom, it was a Tom Dixon motor. I think I gave him $50 or $60 to fix it. And then I sent a Venturi needle valve with it that I had about $30 in. So that's $80, I guess. So it really wasn't a bad deal. I mean, he only really gave me $20 over what I had in it. But he's trying to make a stock motor run like a built motor. And I couldn't quite comprehend what was going on.
Yeah.
But guys just don't know. I guess they just don't know.
They don't know. They don't know.
But
Hey,
you
Al,
sent it to Tom.
thanks for coming in,
Go
Al.
ahead.
I'm glad you got the email. If there's anybody out there listening, if you can't get in because it's saying it's an invalid meeting or something, if I have your email address, I can help you get in like I helped Al get in. So
Not showing up on Stunthangar, at the bench. And so that's all.
I think I had that problem. The problem I had is that today's meeting didn't show up at the top of the list. I was trying to drive in with Friday's meeting ID.
Right.
It wouldn't let me
That's
in.
what mine
It
did.
took me four
Right.
tries before I figured out,
Yeah,
before I read the
well,
title of the email. So
Yes,
that's probably
I
what
had
it
the
is.
same thing, and I put a comment in there, moving Fridays up to the top, and then so that's possibly my fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried to use the last link and it would tell me that I'm not allowed in, so.
oh, okay. Right now it's
Yeah,
at the
so-
top, but so earlier it was below the top.
No,
Right
I
now
saw you post in a general form about going, but at the bench, when I'm logged in, doesn't even show up. But then I had the history from the last time I logged in, and I went there and it would say, for some reason that it was off limits to me.
Yeah, that's only good for that one time.
Yeah, that's
Well, no,
interesting.
I
'Cause
did
that
that
was
in the
the
past.
one to log in and everything was normal. Nothing
Yeah.
strange.
I had
But now
two.
I went through the Zoom app on the iPad when you gave me that link.
Mhm. That's what I did.
All
That's
right.
how I did it. But anyway.
It's weird. It was weird tonight, but it'll be all right. It's one of those crazy things.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to John. Good to see you, John.
Good to see you too.
And then
Just
Aw.
noticing that
I'm going to enter in the Christmas tree display things that you guys.
All right, let's see. Let me make you big here so everybody can see it. Hang
I
on.
can't. I can't see what I'm. I gotta switch it.
We see the.
There we go.
Ooh, that looks
wow.
nice.
nice.
Wow.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty.
Also
Mhm.
like,
See that?
I like
Yeah,
the,
you have 3 trees there.
There we go. Little village going.
Wow.
3
All
trees
right.
in the village. Wow.
Cool.
Where the heck are the presents?
So, this is actually my grandfather's grandfather made that fence out of cigar boxes.
Wow.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
is
that's-
cool.
Very neat.
That's really old. But,
Well,
so.
Oh, that is very neat. Yeah,
That's right. They used to make cigar boxes out of wood. That's right.
That's
I
a
forgot
20
about that.
pointer
Yeah, the old
also.
cigar boxes. There you got another one.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Oh, pretty.
That's a real one.
That's a real tree.
And you guys were talking about.
no Christmas angel.
Oh, and you impaled the angel. Okay.
Yeah.
I am
Just
never
like
going to be able
that.
to look at that. I'm never going to be able to look at the angel on the top of my tree the same again.
I hadn't thought of the term, but impaled. That makes me think
Yeah.
of Troyan from Transylvania.
Rob the Impaler.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
thanks, Al. Thanks for showing us your trees.
Yeah,
Very
so,
nice.
Trans, all right. I hadn't seen him.
You know,
in a while.
we do, Christmas, it's a big family thing over here too.
Yeah,
It's like
very
what Phil was
cool.
saying.
Whose kids are those behind you?
Those are mine.
They're gorgeous.
Oh, they are
Beautiful.
good looking.
Yeah, they're a lot older now, but that's,
Wow, they are good looking kids.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, that's my son right there with his hand up in the air. He has Down syndrome.
Wow.
Actually, that's him in the picture. And then he's over here playing with his iPad.
Cool.
Let me see.
Very cool.
Yeah, like
Very
he
cool.
plays with his thing. He's 31.
Very
Doing good.
So he's
Very cool. What's your
Neat
son's
deal.
he
name?
plays with that all day long.
What's your son's name?
Actually, I have to have 2 iPads for him because he uses it so much that he kills the battery.
Oh,
So I got, so I have to, in the he has his morning iPad and his afternoon iPad because he kills the batteries. He uses it so much.
That's neat.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
That's neat.
That is good for them to any kid, whatever, the circumstance, to have activities. I can remember back about over 40 years ago, there was the next door neighbor of one of my best friends. The young fellow had Downs, and he had a mini bike. He had several mini bikes because he'd wear them out just doing ovals in their driveway.
Mhm.
Ronnie would be endlessly riding his mini bike.
Right,
And a
yeah.
big thrill for him. I just got a brand new Harley Electric Glide Liberator, fanciest bike on the planet then.
yeah.
And I put Ronnie on the back of it every opportunity I could and took him for rides. And man, did we have fun together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's something Albert, he liked Barney before Barney became famous. The purple dinosaur.
Yeah.
He watched
Yeah.
him constantly. And another thing, Mike Blanke posted a picture of him and his daughter watching The Wizard of Oz. Albert will watch The Wizard of Oz. I mean, like 5 times a day. He would watch.
Really?
He's finally off The Wizard of Oz. But Dorothy, he loves Dorothy. The whole thing. He used to just sit in front of the TV years ago, and when he has a learning disability. So Dorothy's going through the woods and she finds the Tin Man. So I'm hearing, we had the tube TV screen back then. I'm hearing like banging, like bong, 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 bong on the TV tube. What the hell is he doing? And he said, bong, bong, bong. And that's right at the part when Dorothy crawls up to the Tin Man and starts banging on his body, to see what it is. So, so he's memorizing the part. So we're saying, he's not as dumb as everybody say he is, so eventually he's, learning and learning. Everybody said, oh, he can't do anything, can't remember anything. And
No, that's wrong.
All the specialists and everything. And he proves them wrong, so.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well, I think I'm going to have to sign off, guys.
He is sharp.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to also. I'm following.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of
Merry
here myself.
Christmas to everybody who isn't able to join us Friday night, and pass it along. It's really good
Ho,
having
ho,
you.
ho, everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. So
I'll be here Friday.
All right. I'll be here
Yeah.
Friday then. And we'll just hang out as long as we
Yeah.
can.
That's
Philip,
awesome.
Phil, I sent you the lowdown on the bycast. Plus some
Okay,
others,
email.
I think. Yeah.
Okay,
John,
that's
you
good,
sound a
because
lot
I think I got the propeller and the bycast today, but I said, I don't have instructions. But I hope it's easier than the book on the tut. But
Yeah, I
I'll get it. I
simplified
started-
that for you too.
man, I'm telling you that I got that and I was shocked. I said, good gracious, I gotta read a novel. But it's all right. I'll figure it out. We'll get it. If I can't get it, I know some very smart people who I can call and ask them, how do I make this work?
I can make it
You
work.
guys
But I
have a-
don't know how to make it work with a Fiorati or something else. But I know how to
Well,
work
I may have to.
with that system.
I may have to go ahead and order a Igor, but I want an Igor timer anyway, so I might just get a ESC and the timer. I
Yeah,
want an
that works.
ESC, and I might get the ESC and the timer.
Yeah.
But I mean, with lights and everything, you got something to tell you when it's going to quit. So, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, it's this ought to work just as well. So that was the thing about the reason I got the Fioretti is because it had a light to tell me when it's going to quit. But I mean, seriously, you finish the pattern, you do a loop, and the thing shuts off. What can be simpler? So this ought to be it. Once I figure out how to make all this work, I think this is going to be the e-ticket ride. But it's all a process. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. But anyway, guys, have a great week. Merry Christmas to everybody. Don't
Merry
drink
Christmas,
too
Phil.
much eggnog.
Merry Christmas.
Try to stay
Yeah.
out of trouble. And
You
you
too, Phil.
Canadians, you guys are known for the eggnog. So you be very careful with all that high test eggnog.
High
Take care,
test
guys.
day. You too, Phil.
Good night,
Have a
Phil.
good one.
All right.
Take care. Good
See
night.
you all, guys.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
in.
Good night, John.
See you, John. Merry Christmas, buddy.
All right,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Hey, John, you sound great this week.
He does, doesn't he? He sounds
Yeah, a big
Much
improvement.
better.
Yeah.
Much better. Whoops.
Oops, there we go. Thank you, Howard.
Took off in his jet, didn't he?
He's out of here. Phew,
Sounds like
God.
he's working on his Furiati. Yeah, wow, very good. So anyways, let me catch up on the chat box. Looks like it's just a matter of Mike Rigel. He says Bunky 6765. It's 125 miles from me, a 2-hour drive. And then Bunky 6765 says, Mike Rigel, my email address is above. We should keep in touch. And then Mike Rigel says, that'll be good. I'm getting back into control line flying from about 40 years ago. Right at the moment, I don't have anything to fly, but I have plenty of building materials. I need to build some. Yes, you need to build some, Mike Rigel. You're regular in here. So you need to build some. Hopefully we're some inspiration and some help for you to get going.
How'd you make out with your plane, Charles?
I haven't flown the SV11. The SV11, I might have built in something that's causing me a problem. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I need to jig the plane up to see if it's straight, if it has incidents where it shouldn't. And I haven't done that yet. So I went flying Friday. I took out my impact that was given to me from a gentleman named Dave Sabon, but it's my engine. I have a K77 with the tune pipe and the header. And I flew that. And after flying that, matter of fact, Carl can attest, when I did the loop, I went, whoa! I could not believe how responsive this plane was. I was just like, so I know I have a problem, and I don't fault the plane. I really think it's something I did to the plane. So I got to fix it. And so
That's a shame.
yeah, but you know what I told Dennis this, I've been flying some crappy airplanes for some time now, and it's like it's actually making me go backwards. I think
Oh, they're a pain in the butt to try
I
and
think
sort out.
I think if any of my friends would be honest, they would say, yeah, you don't fly as good as you used to fly. Because but when you start flying bad planes, you have to make concessions. You have to finesse this. You have to watch that. You have to, you're just on defense and you're not flying anymore, or you're not really flying aggressively because you're just like, you're on guard. And so
Yeah, you're on damage control all the time.
Especially if you got one that comes in at you at the top of the maneuver.
yes, I see my chipmunk. I remember earlier this year, I was talking about a chipmunk. It was getting light above 45 and it just creates all these bad habits. And I've been, I really am beginning to have a problem. I really got to get a good flying plane. Steve was telling me, yeah, Charles, you better just start flying a good plane because you're going backwards.
You're in a slump, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
that's all right. It happens.
I definitely have a problem. My confidence is actually getting shaken. My confidence is a little bit shaken. I'm not like, so I haven't flown a good plane in such a long time. I can't remember. I can tell you the last good plane I flew was Sparky's plane at the 2019 Nats.
He'd probably sell you that airplane.
Oh, yeah, for a couple grand.
I mean, that's pretty. I don't know. It's a pretty old airplane now compared to all the new ones he's got.
Yeah, so that was and when I was flying it, I actually had to, that video on my channel, Flying Control Line Stunt, that was probably my third pattern on my first official flight, because I was just like, of course I was nursing the plane because it's not my plane. I want to crash it, but I had so many bad habits and I was on defense. I just wasn't used to a plane that could fly. I didn't trust it. I kept on a real tight leash, as I gained confidence, then I would kind of, get a little bit lower and do this and that. But yeah, it's just, hey, Steve was talking to me about this a couple of days ago about flying a good plane, and that's it, because relate from shooting, having a bent.
My journey is complete.
Hey, Steve, you're muted, by the way.
I wish I was closer to you, Charles. I just hand you an airplane and say, here, have this one and play with that for a while.
Yeah, I definitely need a good plane.
Yeah.
There's nobody like an expert flyer that can fly it for you. Yeah.
No, I'm
that's what you need. You need somebody there who's really got.
I'm surrounded by some really good combat flyers. But
no, you need like a stunt flyer.
Yeah, I don't have a really good stunt flyer. I'm not saying they're not really good, but don't really have an expert.
Okay.
Bad.
But nothing stays the same. This will change. Hey, Mike and Steve. All right,
Hey,
well,
how's it going?
that's great. We had 11. Now we're down to 10. Good. You guys replaced some of the people that left. Thank you very much.
After midnight, they're waking up.
They don't. What about all those nice IC motors that you got? They're just in a drawer.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm not like committed toward electric or anything. I just have one electric plane, and I have a lot of IC planes. They all just need varying degrees of repair. I have a Brodak P40, the wingtip box. I mean, the weight tip box came out. I have some new planes that I bought from an individual. I need to put engines in them and fuel tanks. And then I have some other planes that just have some minor stuff that need to be fixed. I have a Tudor 2 that needs a little bit of repair, and there's plenty of planes.
Mm-hmm.
But how many good planes?
Yeah, that's a good question.
They're all good. They're just not sorted out.
That's true.
Yeah.
They just need
I mean, I've had some pretty bad airplanes, or some of my friends have had some pretty bad airplanes, but we get them sorted out. But you have to sort of know the process to get them sorted out. And
Yeah,
it sometimes can be a bit of a long process.
I tell you, the easiest way to sort them out is when they're bad like that, is take them to the fire pit and sort them right into the fire
No, that's
pit.
not. No. I don't agree with that.
Practice your bottoms with it.
Because you know what, the next one you build might be just as bad, so you don't worry about that. You sort them out by learning.
Hey, Howard, Dennis, are you guys Star Wars fans at all?
Yeah, sorta.
Howard?
Oh, not much, but
All right, this will probably be lost on you then, but I got to say it anyway. My journey to the dark side is complete.
All
There
right.
you go. I see your ESC there.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, let's see a better picture of the timer, what he's doing to it now. And the other
Yeah.
side?
One piece.
Okay, it's different. Mine comes off the center, and I think it's yellow.
And if I'm correct, that's the old school
Yep.
N66.
So that's what you want.
These are the last two pieces to assemble the Death Star. So
Very good.
I tell you what, pretty good, man. About 8 days from wherever the fuck Czechoslovakia, wherever they came from. 8 days. They showed up in the mailbox today. So
Very cool.
Well, fantastic. You got no excuses. Going to fly at New Year's Day?
no. No.
No? Okay.
No, if you think I'm putting all this stuff in this airplane by myself, you're out of your mind, man. It's I'm gonna have I gotta have some guidance, man. So
Mike, use the force.
I'm gonna use the force, all right. I'm gonna use the force of a couple of electric control line guys I know that live sort of close and
Yeah.
get them to
That's it.
meet up with me and help me out, man.
That's a really good
Yeah.
idea.
That's a good
Yeah.
They
idea.
looked.
Yeah, I'm not trying to learn this shit, man. I want someone who's done it 100 times to help me do it, you know?
Be sure you
Very
mount
smart.
the tut in the right place.
Yeah, well, I think I told you already, Howard, the tut's probably going to come later. I think I'm just going to go with the
Save,
Igor.
save a space for it.
Yeah, save a space for it. Yeah, okay. I will.
You can use the bycast from the get-go.
Okay.
It'll just tell you whether your battery's charged or not. That's something you'll need to
Yeah.
know.
Gotcha. Yep. Okay. Good to know.
Hey, you guys, I'm going to end the live stream portion. We can continue on. And so let me end the live stream. And let me just give a quick recap. Looks like we've had as many as, I think 27 viewers. And we got 29 likes. And I'm not sure how many we had inside here at one time. But this has been a pretty good show. And we'll be back Friday. And even though it's Christmas Eve, we'll see who shows up. If we end the show early because no one shows up, that's going to be the case. No pressure. I know it's Christmas Eve. Some people want to be with their families and exchange gifts and that kind of stuff. But I'm free, so I'll be here Friday. And if I don't see you, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will see you and talk to you later. Bye-bye.